made until August 31st. Win or lose. You can earn even more rewards points for teasers, parlays, and same-game parlays. Sign up for the William Hill mobile app today and opt in to enroll in summer rewards. To see participating locations, visit William Hill. Must be 21. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-522-4700.
Can you believe what they just said?
It's the dumbest. I don't get this.
I can't do it. Join the conversation. Hit up the Findlay Kia text line, 702-364-1100. The Rebel football season will kick off again in week 0 as the Rebels will host the Memphis Tigers of the American
10 seconds.
29th at Allegiant Stadium. We'll have all your Rebel football games on ESPN Las Vegas, 1100 AM and 100.9 FM. Miss a show? Check out lvsportsnetwork.com for everything ESPN Las Vegas, 1100 AM and 100.9 FM. KWWN Las Vegas. Live from the Las Vegas ballpark, it's Cofield and Company on ESPN Las Vegas.
All right, here we go. You heard it. LV Ballpark on a Tuesday. Another Aviators game is on the way tonight. We'll get you the preview against the hated Reno. I won't even use their name because they stole it from the Las Vegas Aces. Unbelievable. John Von Tobel is here on this Tuesday. We're doing Baseball Tuesdays. Trying to be out here for the A's, Major League Baseball, next Tuesday as they'll be taking on the Brew Crew. A lot of baseball to get to. Matt Neverett, voice of baseball in Las Vegas, will join us at 4:45. And we've got mega trades, two of them, because we barely got to what happened yesterday with A.J. Brown, but we'll get more reaction to the Rams. You know, it's funny. I think one of the themes I'm going to mention oftentimes today is, and you've heard me say this over the years because I pretty much say the same thing every day. I'm old and I forget. But, you know, you repeat stuff, people remember it. For me, Vegas, and even extending further to the rest of the Pacific time zone, is like sports Siberia. Mm-hmm. We know that sports media is very much Northeast based, Southern based, Midwest based, and we're like foreign concepts out here. They don't know what the hell's going on. I saw one national kid tweeting about Max Crosby, and I was like, dude, you don't know what the hell you're talking about. So we'll bring that up later on. I don't think Carolina knows anything about Vegas. I saw them trying to talk trash. Raleigh, wherever that is. I know where it is.
I have no idea.
Trying to talk trash about Vegas. That's absurd. You know nothing about us. Shut up. So we'll get into Tobacco Road and Jesse Helmsville in a little bit. And even in the NFL, where the Rams are major, major players, as we found out yesterday, and we know in recent times, and the Chargers are on the come, like most people don't really know much about those teams in the Northeast. We're so insular and localized and, you know, regional in sports talk. I don't think people have any idea what the Rams have been, what they're doing. There's a passing interest. Thankfully, that's the case because we don't have to hear the nonsense like you get with power teams in the Northeast that, they're buying championships. So we don't hear that about LA. But clearly LA right now is hot as a pistol in terms of sports, acquiring players. They have rich owners who care. They have great fan bases who spend money. So that's kind of the setup for today. But let's get back to the Stanley Cup Final, which is going down tonight. Give me your excitement level here for the Knights and Carolina and a chance to bring another Major League championship. We'll include the Aces in the Major Leagues. Major League championship to Las Vegas when, you know, you're a little younger than me, but I mean, 15 years ago, this wasn't even imaginable. And we have a chance to get another Major League championship.
I mean, excitement level for that potential is pretty high. I'd say like out of 10 and probably like at an 8 or so.
8?
I mean, because
I'm only at a 4, John.
For me,
I'm kidding. I don't know why I posed the question that way, but I think 8's, that's good. Representative.
Well, for me personally, it's just I go back to you and I were actually together. We broadcasted live of the final game of their first Stanley Cup championship.
Sure.
And then we hoofed it up to the Strip and outside in Toshiba Plaza to kind of experience everything and see what that was like. And it was a really cool and fun and unique experience just being in the middle of it the day that they went out there.
We were so happy.
Yeah.
We were hugging fans recognized. John, we were so happy.
I was taking pictures with random strangers. You're right. And hugging people and whatnot. I saw somebody I know just drunkenly stumbling through Toshiba Plaza. And I was like, what are you doing? And it was So it was a cool experience to see that unbridled joy. So I'm down for that. You think you know me a little bit. I think I'm somewhat of a chameleon when it comes to social events. So I kind of match the energy whenever I get out there. And so being a part of that, and from a sports journalistic endeavor to just go out and see it, I think was pretty cool. So I'm excited. I think it'd be more exciting if it was clinched here. And then if I remember correctly, too, that final game was kind of a blowout as well. So you were kind of just, the excitement level was there. And then you knew, like, after the first period, like, oh, they're probably going to do this. But I think in the overall success of what this franchise has done since they've gotten here, tying it back to when they first opened their doors, and obviously the tragedy on 1 October and everything, there's always going to be that special connection. And to have this kind of culminate potentially in yet another bit of success, and against this team, I mean, narratively, Carolina has been chomping at the bit for a really long time, and this has kind of been the if not now, but when postseason. And I think it would be somewhat poetic for the villains of the NHL to come in and say, sorry, Rob Brind'Amour, it ain't happening on our watch, and to get two.
I'm fascinated to see if the supposed hardcore hockey fans around the country, and I guess we're not and Carolina isn't, if they actually stick around to watch a really good Stanley Cup final. Like you said, you've got the organization that's being put forth as the villain of the league. I don't know if that means Carolina's the good guys. I'll lay it out again. Tom Dundon is the worst. He's the owner of the Blazers. I don't think a lot of people realize he's the owner of Carolina. He is the worst. He represents everything awful about pro sports and private equity ownership. But I wonder what the ratings are going to be. Western Conference final ratings were really good. So I think people are like into the Knights, even though they're only 9 years in. What do you think? Is it going to be a dud because it's two very much non-traditional markets?
I mean, I think it's going to be part of it. But I do think that if you're a hardcore NHL fan, I think the intrigue of Carolina always being there but finally breaking through would probably help to an extent. And look, as you said, people love to watch what they hate. They will say they hate it, but they will watch it. And I think a lot of people, especially the hardcore hockey fans, will tune in with the hopes that Vegas ultimately does go down at some point in the series.
For Canada, do nationalistic feelings have to come in? Like, VGK has a lot of Canadian players, Canadian-born players. Yeah. Like, do they care? Because I don't think if we're not in a position, I mean, I guess we are. I don't know. Do Americans watch soccer, football, and they're like, yay, Americans? Like, do they pick their teams based on the few Americans who are playing in Europe?
I don't think so. Yeah, I don't think so. I mean,
we don't have a similar situation, really.
No.
Because our sports are our sports. We don't really share them with anyone in other leagues where we would maybe be the outsider. And I guess if you wanted to, and I know we don't, like Japanese baseball and Korean baseball leagues have a dotting of American players. No one pays attention until they come back. But there's been guys who've gone over there and been megastars. I mean, I don't think we got heavily into Stephon Marbury. Canada is unique in the fact that we share a league. They help build the league, and many of the players are from their country. So I would think they would still have an interest in watching guys, even hate watching.
Maybe
Marner could be a hate watch. I don't think Mark Stone will be a hate watch.
No, but I think this seems like a unique year in, let's factor in all the other stuff that has happened. The whole 51st, right? Well, seriously, isn't it?
Yeah, I forgot.
It's the whole 51st state thing.
So many things coming down the pike with DJT that one's like offensive thing number 37 on the list.
Right. Well, and
calling Canada 51st state, and
let's tie in
take them over
the Olympics as well, right?
Yeah.
And so you had that as well, where they finally met, and again, Canada falls short, and they end up with silver. So will they want to watch, or will they be so pissed off about everything that has transpired over the last calendar year or so that they actually will stick the middle finger up? And then again, you just tie in the inherent DNA of Canadian team hasn't won one in however long, right? That whole dynamic in the NHL. And maybe they say, screw it, we're not watching this.
The other angle I got to hit today is journalist versus entertainer. And I feel like most of us are now entertainers for the most part. I think print's going to keep holding on to the fact that they're journalists, which we do need true journalists and objectivity. I don't hide anything on the air. I have players I root for, players I root against, teams I root for, teams I root against. I'm rooting against one because it's Vegas Golden Knights, but I'm rooting against Tom Dundon because I think he is awful for pro sports. So I'm I can pick my side on that one. Knicks and Spurs, I'm kind of going back and forth. I think I'm mostly on the Spurs side. There'll be some satisfaction if the Knicks win because Mike Brown is the coach, and so many people hated Mike Brown, including 95% of Knicks fans who were dirtbags, and now I have to admit that. And I'm not calling him a dirtbag, but if you remember about 3 weeks ago, JTTB over on Raider Nation Radio, JT the Brick, was annihilating Mike Brown and saying that he could coach the team better, and he actually did throw out the olive branch last week, and he's like, okay, I was wrong. He did a pretty good job here. But there's a lot of Knicks fans who they get set in their ways, and that's it, man. And I don't want to be on the Knicks side. I know how you feel about New York. This is a good story, though. This is a team an organization that hasn't won in 53 years. Been to the finals since 99. There's got to be a little part of you. There's some cool guys on the Knicks. There's got to be a little part of JBT, NBA experts that's going, you know what? The Knicks are a good story. They play good basketball. Mike Brown's a good coach. Go Knicks.
I draw the line at go Knicks. But I will say this is a group of likable players. I mean, the part that sucks about this finals overall is both teams are somewhat easy to root for. I mean, they're very intriguing. They're fun teams. They have stars in their own right that are really worth following, that have been very good throughout either their careers or the beginning of their careers. I'm with you on Brown. Mike Brown's been one of the most underrated playoff coaches. Remember, he filled in the interim for the Warriors when they went on their massive run. They weren't losing games either. So he has been pushing all of the right buttons. I sent that to you in the notes as well. I think one of the more interesting dynamics is that a lot of people didn't think this was an upgrade over Tom Thibodeau.
Oh, it was.
A lot of people.
You laid it out there last year with Thibodeau's flaws, man.
Of course.
You know, people like the old, grizzled, bald, white, hardcore coach. But there's an inflexibility with that, and he was a horse's ass when it came to using his bench. And one of the biggest things about the Knicks this year, and especially in the playoffs, they come at you in waves, and that's why they're able to have the first unit out there. They get off to a good start. Second unit comes in, starts nailing threes all over the place, whoever it is, if it's Landry Shamet. And that's why they had so many spots where you looked up and you're like, wait, it's a 24-point game, and we're 16 minutes in. Yeah, because they've been trained and honed on being deep and being effective with the depth.
Well, and to that point, there's a small example, but it's a very good example of the difference between him and Thibodeau, which is, remember the beginning of the Cavs series, the Cavs told Josh Hart, we don't care about you. We're not going to cover you. We're just going to play off and let you shoot threes. He got benched in that game. But then in the next one, he came back to Hart, let him play his game, and then eventually found his rhythm. And then, of course, we know what happened in that series. Brown's willing to do those sort of things where Thibodeau is not. He is very clearly an upgrade over what Tibbs has been because he's pushed all the right buttons. Now, the Eastern Conference, they didn't play very many great defensive teams. The Hawks were the 10th best defense in the NBA in terms of efficiency. The other two opponents were not anywhere near that. They were very average to below average. So this is going to be a big step up. But they do present unique challenges. They've got a good individual star in Jalen Brunson, who at times isn't fun to watch, but still is very good. And they've just got that dynamic that is fun. So, yes, I will admit the Knicks are a good story.
On the way back, we're live here at LV Ballpark, getting ready for an Aviators game tonight ahead of the MLB series next week with the A's. I'll tell you about the Spurs side, at least in my opinion. Spurs make me nervous because I think there are steps you have to take to win a championship, and I'm not sure if the Spurs are ready for the final step.
Got something to say? Hit us up on the Bay Law text line, 702-364-1100. Brought to you by Bay Law Injury Attorneys. Winning is no accident.
We're hiring at A1 Garage Doors. No experience? No problem. We provide full training, a brand new van, top-of-the-line tools, a gas card, and steady jobs with weekly pay. This isn't just a job. It's a career with real growth, great pay, and job security. Our team members go from training to 6 figures, and we're ready to help you do the same. Don't wait. Apply now at a1garage.com/careers.
A1garage.com. A1 from day one. I was in a wreck. I need a check.
I was in a wreck. I need a check.
I was in a wreck. I need a check.
After an accident, you don't want another headache dealing with the insurance companies. Let us get you all the money you deserve. Call 877-1500. That's 877-1500.
Lerner and Rowe is the way to go. Call 877-1500. 877-1500.
Randy Westbrook, managing attorney.
Terribles Gaming is turning your play into a summer payday during 100 Days of Summer. May 1st through August 8th, Terribles Gaming is paying out 5 winners of $500 in free play every single day. And every Friday, one lucky winner will be awarded an all-expense-paid dream vacation. Play for your chance to win at any Terribles, Terribles Market, Albertsons, or Vaughn's near you. Terribles Gaming, the most convenient way to play, and now vacay. Visit Terribles.com for details. Must be 21 years or older with a valid Terribles Gaming player's card.
Bring on the fun and bring home a new Honda with a great deal on your favorite Honda vehicles. And finally, take that road trip you've been dreaming of. Now's the time to check out the Honda Civic and HR-V. From Honda, the 2025 Kelley Blue Book's KBB.com Best Value Brand.
Stop by your Las Vegas Honda dealer today for a great deal on an award-winning Honda.
Based on 2025 Consumer Choice Awards from Kelley Blue Book, visit kbb.com for more information.
In Nevada, anything that goes into the storm drain goes directly to our local waterways, which can pollute Nevada's lakes and rivers. Those old chemicals dumped outside, they don't just disappear. They go right into our waterways. Only rain should go in the storm drain. Discard household chemicals properly. Use waterway wisdom. And remember, only rain should go into the storm drain. Join us in working together to preserve our water resources for future generations of Nevadans.
In the military, the mission was clear. You knew what to do. Now, the mission has changed. Stepping into civilian life isn't about finding a job. It's finding your purpose.
I wanted a career that would leverage the skills and discipline I gained in the military. IT just felt right.
My Computer Career offers class schedules that fit into your life and skills in high demand. Put your VA benefits to work. Visit mycomputercareer.edu/CWP to jumpstart your IT career today. An elite CompTIA certification partner. Financial aid is available to those who qualify, including VA benefits.
Here are today's 100 days of summer promotions at Terribles. Terribles is offering 50 cents off per gallon, and it's Terribles Tuesday. Terribles Gaming is giving away $500 in free play to 5 winners. Visit Terribles.com for details.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm, and Chuck McDowell definitely not an attorney. This is Chuck. If someone talked you into buying something really silly and you want to get out of that silly little thing, my advice, get the facts. Call me and I'll send you our timeshare exit kit absolutely free. Inside, you'll learn how timeshare works and all your options for cancellation.
Call Wesley now for your free exit information kit. 800-885-3300. 800-885-3300.
Jake from Farm. I just beat my new car, so I'm celebrating with the banana smoothie.
And keep celebrating when you create an affordable price just for you by bundling your home and auto with the State Farm Personal Price Plan. Go bananas.
I will. Hey, make it a large.
Bundling, just another way to save with the Personal Price Plan. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Prices are based on rating plans that vary by state. Coverage options are selected by the customer. Availability, amount of discounts and savings, and eligibility vary by state.
Step into Twin Peaks and you're in the lodge. Warm wood, roaring TVs, and the kind of energy your living room wishes it had. Wings, burgers, and ice-cold 29-degree beer, and a vibe that keeps you planted till the final buzzer. Twin Peaks eats, drinks, scenic views.
Farhan Naqvi with Naqvi Injury Law. Imagine you've been injured in an accident. Now, do you want an assembly line law firm that treats you like a number and settles early for easy money? Hell no. You want an attorney who does everything in his power to translate knowledge and experience into big bucks in your pocket. Call me now for a free consultation at 702-INJURED.
If you've been hurt, Naqvi is the word. Call 702-INJURED.
Sign up today for a new William Hill Nevada mobile sports account, and you can earn up to a $250 bonus bet after placing your first qualifying wager. The William Hill Nevada mobile sports app allows you to bet on the go from any iPhone, iPad, or Android device from anywhere in Nevada.
Okay.
Sign up today, and you will never miss another bet. With the largest wagering menu, the mobile sports app features
10 seconds.
Cash out and live in-play wagering on all major sports. For more information, official rules, and to see participating sign-up locations, visit williamhill.us. Must be 21. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Now back to Cofield and Company on ESPN Las Vegas.
Good start to the show as we're getting ready for the NBA Finals tomorrow. Knicks and Spurs, and of course Stanley Cup Final coming up. A lot on the Knights and the Hurricane in the 4 o'clock hour. We're just getting into Spurs and Knicks, and who were kind of backing as fans, and then there's making the pick and betting the series. Right now, the Spurs at William Hill are minus 185. The look-ahead line last week was 235, and I remember looking at that, and I'm like, I think that's way too high. I think 185 is kind of high. My worries with the Spurs, and I know the Knicks haven't been here technically, but the Knicks are very much a veteran team, and I don't fear the Spurs home court. I think MSG is going to be kind of crazy for the Spurs, and they have some young guys. And while I like Stephon Castle and I really like Dylan Harper, man, those guys, when they start playing loose, like bad loose,
oh yeah,
that can go in the wrong direction real quick. Now that the touche to all that is, they went through the West. The Knicks did not. But do you worry about the youth and kind of that traditional next step in the NBA?
I would say so. I mean, there's a deep history of this. This is why the Spurs run is so shocking. Look at the team that they just dispatched in the Oklahoma City Thunder and the gradual progression of what the Thunder were. They were a bad 20-win team. They progressed to a play-in team. They progressed to a team that was eliminated in the first round. They then were eliminated by the Dallas Mavericks, who made their progressive run to the NBA Finals. Remember, that Mavericks team had made little runs here and there, eventually had gotten to a Western Conference Finals, but lost to the Warriors, and then finally broke through and made it to the finals. We can go down the list of teams in the NBA that have generally gone through the progression that you're talking about. The Knicks, if you look at that timeline in history, you would say that the Knicks are on that pathway. The Knicks made the playoffs for this iteration multiple times, made little runs here and there, have made the Eastern Conference Finals, and now finally broke through to the NBA Finals. And so while they don't have NBA Finals experience, they have NBA postseason experience, and they're a bunch of older guys, including a coach who's been there and done that, who has won a championship with a different team as an assistant and was an interim on that team when Steve Kerr had an injury. So there's a lot that would tell you experience does matter in the NBA.
What do you know? What do we know about Mitch Johnson, aside from the fact that he was able to pull together a team that is super young and make the finals and also pull off an upset against a squad that we thought a year ago was a dynasty in the making?
I mean, he's got help in the sense that it seems like Greg Popovich is still clearly around the team and very much helping. But I think Johnson's done a pretty good job with the way that he's handled this team. To have your first crack at it with a young team like this, and it does help that you have Victor Wembanyama, but to help with the development of guys like Stephon Castle, who has had to come along. You mentioned the loose play. I'm sure you're referencing the fact that Stephon Castle has a penchant for turnovers at times, and they're trying to develop him as kind of like this lead guard type, and at times it looks great, at other times it doesn't, but Johnson's helped bring that development along. Dylan Harper's really good, but I think that Mitch Johnson deserves some credit for knowing what to do with him and how to roll him along and bring along his development as well. And I think this is the most underrated part about this whole series. These coaching staffs are great. We talked about Brown, and then Mitch Johnson. On this staff for San Antonio is Sean Sweeney, who just got the job as the head coach of the Orlando Magic. He'll be joining them this offseason. Sweeney was a lead assistant for Jason Kidd. The last two teams that beat the Oklahoma City Thunder in the postseason had Sean Sweeney on the bench as a lead defensive assistant. So there's just so many different unique aspects of this series, from the coaching down to the rosters. There's a lot of layers to it. But Johnson, I think, has done a great job. He's been a ton of fun to watch too as a coach. I think he's been great.
I don't get into the home field stuff too much, but I do think MSG is going to be completely out of control. So how do guys like Castle, Harper, even Wemby, would you describe Wemby? Wemby, is he emotional when he plays, or are the times we've seen when he's emotional off the floor? Like, can all three of these guys, but especially Wemby, you think is there a moment where they could succumb to the nuttiness of MSG?
You mean like when Victor Wembanyama threw an elbow into the side of the head of Naz Reid because he was getting frustrated with the way the Timberwolves were playing him? Right? Like, it's funny. Like, he is a player and a person that is easy to root for, considering his greatness and the way that he talks and speaks. I think he's very likable to an extent, but he also very clearly has that, if you want to call it a villain or that cantankerous character within him that does emerge at times. When he elbows Naz Reid, when he loses a game to the Oklahoma City Thunder and then refuses to talk to the media afterwards. There are moments where he shows some of the immaturity and some of the hot-headedness of a young 20-something that is a very good athlete that wants nothing more than to win at the very highest level. So I think it's a positive. But yeah, would I be shocked if for whatever reason he takes a stupid foul because he's getting frustrated in the heat of a moment in a road game? I think we've seen it from him already.
Are we allowed to cut Wemby a break, or is he already superstar level where we're going to rip him to shreds for everything he does at 22 years old?
Well, everybody's going to get ripped no matter what, so it doesn't really matter. But I would say this, and actually I'll invoke former UNLV football coach Barry Odom, because we actually had a conversation about this, you and I, on one of those, I think it was one of the shows we had on with him. But it was the whole point of, do we want to be a team, I'm paraphrasing, do you want to be a team that's like, good job, guys, you got here? Or do you want to be a team that has expectations? And thus, for Victor Wembanyama, he carries himself as a player who wants to have the expectations of greatness. And so screw the fact that you're here for the first time. If you want to be that guy, and he very clearly has said he wants to be that guy, then we should expect that you're going to come out, perform very well, and the expectation should be that you win. And if you don't win, if you don't perform well, then the criticism should be just for somebody who carries himself the way that he does.
I was going to throw out a stupid comparison, but I think we need to let it marinate and see what happens in this final. Because when you mention, are we just happy to be here, or do we want to win a championship? And when it comes to young guys, there's only a certain number of young guys in the history of sports where you're like, okay, they get it. And they have the drive at like 21, 22, 23. But I don't want to compare Wemby yet. I think we need to see him in the finals and see how he reacts.
I don't know.
I think from a competitive fire standpoint, I think he does too, which then sort of erases what I said earlier. Then, yeah, we have to hold him to the standard. Like, hey, he's not young.
No.
Like, if we think he's going to win a championship and that he gets it, then he's going to get treated like he's 28 years old and a veteran, and that he's supposed to win a championship every year.
I mean, I can't really clearly remember what the hype was like for LeBron when he was coming up through high school and going into the NBA draft. I remember being excited, but the actual coverage of him and what the expectations were. But this is akin to that. I mean, we've known about Victor Wembanyama since he was a teenager. We've known about Victor Wembanyama as a prospect and how good he was supposed to be for a very long time, and he's carried himself to that extent. Like, this was supposed to be the guy that was going to be the greatest basketball player of his generation and maybe of all time, and he's very clearly still on that trajectory.
I also don't want to do the legacy thing already because, we started doing that with Patrick Mahomes. Where it's like, oh, we're going to compare him to Brady. Every Super Bowl he loses, he's in trouble now. Could this be a Knicks title Wemby's denied in a super competitive West? If you think about it, the West in the NBA could look for the next 8 years like the AFC in the National Football League. And I'm talking about good teams, lead players, and quarterbacks, right? Where in the AFC, it's like, man, it's really hard to get to the Super Bowl because all these great quarterbacks. The West is going to be so good. I wonder if we look back. I'm putting the cart way in front of the horse. If the Knicks win this, will the Knicks ever do anything again? Because presumably the East is going to get better and bounce back. And could this be one of those things that I'm believe me, I'm going way ahead. But could you look back on this and go, Wemby, man, that Knicks title that you lost?
Yeah.
Like, if the Knicks win this, I'll have to look at the recent list of NBA champions. This is off the top of my head. Are we going to look back on it and they'll be like the Mavs with Dirk? But obviously it's not 7-1, superstar. It's 6-1 superstar in Brunson.
No, I don't think so.
I guess this is going to be I just wonder if again, you made the finals. It's at 22 years old. He's a freaking unicorn. So I'm putting like crazy standards on him, but I wonder what this is going to look like historically if he loses.
No, because I think that Mavericks team was somewhat like that was in the midst of dynasties or the creation of dynasties. That's when those were somewhat common. And obviously, if you're talking about the second Mavs team that won that title, I mean, that was when LeBron, obviously, and the Heat had been created, so you were expecting them to win. But this is the 8th year we're going to have an 8th unique champion. It speaks to the depth and the parity of where the NBA is at. But overall, what you're talking about, I mean, in a fully realized Western Conference, you got the Oklahoma City Thunder, you got the San Antonio Spurs, you've got whatever Nikola Jokic is going to have around him. You've got a Utah Jazz team that is on the way up. Like, we can go down the list. Anthony Edwards and the Minnesota Timberwolves, of all of these extremely good, competent teams that you're going to have to get through 3 of them to make it all the way to an NBA Finals. And you're right. Like, what if the slog is just too challenging because there's so many of these teams that are there?
Well, let's play off of what you just said. Common herd takes from guys my age, whites, and older than me about the NBA. 1, there's too much traveling. Drives me nuts.
Nobody knows what traveling is.
2, same teams win every year. 3, superstars only go to the biggest markets. All 3 are nonsense. You just mentioned 8 different champions in 8 years.
Yep.
I thought the small markets couldn't get great players and couldn't keep them.
Right.
But that is one of the things that's happened here. When you don't watch and you don't follow transactions, the league has fixed this. And they did it in a pretty, it wasn't sneaky. Like, their intentions were obvious. We are going to give you a lot more money if you stay at home.
Mm-hmm.
And most guys don't want to give up, an extra year and now $50 or $60 million to go elsewhere, unless they're on their 3rd contract.
Right.
But that 2nd contract, most teams are able to retain guys. And frankly, there are guys who are overpaid. We'll get to the whole Holmgren thing in a little bit, Chet Holmgren.
Right. But no, to your point, for those who don't know, the max deals that you can sign, you get more by staying with your team.
Austin Reeves can leave the Lakers.
Yep.
But the Lakers can offer him like $50 million more.
Yeah. So
and I'm not saying he's one of those guys that I'm using as an example that people used to bitch about, like, oh, everyone's just going to leave to go to a big market. They're not going to stay in the small markets. All right. A lot more coming up on the NBA Finals that starts up tomorrow. Stanley Cup Finals starts up tonight. On the way back, VGK having to deal with, well, it's not going to go away. Carter Hart, if you're looking for one of the reasons that lots of people around the country and in North America hate VGK, it's, well, the Carter Hart thing never goes away.
This weekend on ESPN Radio, it's a National League showdown at Wrigley.
Left field, way back there. God! Alex Bregman.
One of baseball's great ballparks, two historic teams, and a weekend built for drama.
God! Devers deposits one, a 3-run homer. Wow!
The Giants at the Cubs.
On ESPN Las Vegas, 1100 AM and 100.9 FM. Modelo is an official cerveza of the Las Vegas Raiders and the JT the Brick Show. Modelo Especial is a rich, full-flavored Pilsner-style lager, delivering a crisp, refreshing taste, brewed with fighting spirit since 1925.
Triple savings do not include attorney's fees.
If you have debt and are planning on using your tax refund to pay it off, Panda Law Firm can help triple the amount applied toward your debt.
Hi, we're the attorneys from Panda Law. Before you pay down debt with your tax refund, call Panda for a free debt analysis and learn how much you can save through our program.
With Panda, people getting $3,500 back can get rid of more than $10,000 in debt.
Start the year off right by calling Panda Law Firm today to get out of debt.
Call Panda Law 702-818-3888.
This is John Barr, General Manager at Finley Toyota. Been thinking about getting a new truck? Now's the time. We got huge incentives on the powerful Toyota Tundra and Tacoma. These trucks are built to handle anything you throw at them. With these deals, they're more affordable than ever. But these offers won't last. Come see us at Finley Toyota before they're gone. We'll make sure you drive off in the truck you've always wanted at the price you deserve. Finley Toyota, Nevada's #1 selling dealership at the Valley Auto Mall in Henderson.
Beat the heat with some cool cash for betting sports on the William Hill mobile app. With the William Hill Cash Rewards program, you can earn up to $500 in cash. Earn summer rewards points for mobile wagers made until August 31st. Win or lose. You can earn even more rewards points for teasers, parlays, and same-game parlays. Sign up for the William Hill mobile app today and opt in to enroll in summer rewards. Participating locations, visit williamhill.us. Must be 21. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-522-4700.
Gambler's bonus hits again. On April 26th, Deborah hit
10 seconds.
Gambler's bonus 4-of-a-kind bingo card for $14,000. Deborah hit big, and so can you.
I'm ready for the 5 o'clock prop. It's 1340, 94.7 FM, our sister station. Ryan Hockey Guy leading you up to the game, RTHG, as the game is in Carolina. The Hurricane are favored in this one, around -150 favorites over VGK. So home ice, sort of a deciding factor there, and then a couple extra dimes on that one. As LV Ballpark will be filled by the A's in Major League Baseball next week. We're going to be next is Reno Saturday at Heritage Night and Steel Tumbler giveaway, which is one of the best giveaways. Where's my Steel Tumbler? I got this one. I won't say where I got it from, but these are the nuts. I actually got, I got some freebies on Steel Tumblers. Man, it must have been like 8 years ago at the Final Four, and I still have them. And I remember them they gave them out, and it was a different brand than I guess the brand that's kind of taken over. It was Arctic, I'll mention it. And at the time, no one knew what it was, and all these idiots who do radio around the country were like, "I don't want that." And now they're like $35.
Should have gotten in on the ground floor.
Yes,
could have still had it.
Yes. Okay. So we've seen these mock-up maps of North America, Nevada, and VGK in the little corner in Southern Nevada, and then the rest of North America rooting for the Carolina Hurricane. Oh, is that right? Is that right? Well, listen, you VGK fans who get, all sassy about this, and I can respect that. You're trying to protect home turf. If you can't understand why Carter Hart is still a story and you're going to get all sassed about it, I understand why it's a story. And I'm not going to sit here and say, hey, people don't have a right to be mad about it, which brings us to media availability. And there were journalists yesterday who wanted to talk about it.
Mm-hmm.
And what happened?
Carter Hart was there for 6 of the 15 minutes. He was asked about the story around him, and he was pulled
still on
immediately. after that. So 6 of the 15 minutes he was supposed to be available, he was asked about it. He answered the question and then was shooed away by the Vegas PR staff, and they ended the media availability early. You can't do that. And here's the thing that because here's the problem I think that people are running into that they're not understanding. Vegas and those around the team are saying with their actions and others that, hey, look, acquitted, ingratiated himself in the community, as he said early on when he first got here. There's nothing wrong with this. Okay, if you truly believe that, stop protecting him, making this a bigger deal than what you believe apparently it is, because you're making it worse by not allowing him to speak, by cutting media availability early, by revoking credentials of media members earlier in the season. By doing these sort of things, you are making it more of a story than it has to be if what you're saying is true. And I think we're owed, especially people in the community, I think you would want to know about what exactly Carter Hart is doing, as he alleges. He says, right, quote, I've grown a lot since then. I've been able to meet a lot of good people in the community. And I think the Vegas Golden Knights Foundation has done a really good job of making it easy for me to integrate into the community, meet a lot of cool people, and just really fortunate to be here in Las Vegas. That was his media availability earlier when he first joined the team. Well, Carter, what is that community that you're talking about? Who is it that you have met? What are you doing? Those are questions that can be asked. And if you allow him to answer those questions, then guess what happens? This goes away. Look, there's always going to be people on Twitter that are going to be upset about this and bring it up over and over again. But in terms of it being a story for the media, if you can just let them talk to him, then this wouldn't be a giant piece in The Athletic and something being talked about from media members. And by the way, something that might ultimately hold him back should they succeed in winning this series from winning arguably the highest honor outside of winning the Stanley Cup, which is the Conn Smythe Trophy.
Yeah. I mean, you signed him, you know his background, you know the story, you know how volatile it is. You have to take the lumps, and that includes the player taking the lumps.
Mm-hmm.
Plain and simple. Sorry, you can't protect him. He's got to be able to speak about it on his own. And I'm not saying, do 3 hours of questions. I mean, you can cut it off at some point, but you can't truncate it to that short a length. Let's do a giveaway here. 364-1100, 364-1100. Let's give away a 4-pack of tickets. We'll have more of these later in the show. 4-pack of tickets to Wednesday's game for the Aviators and the Reno Aces. Aviators right here at LV Ballpark. Thursday is $2 beer night, and it's Pride night. How cool is that? Caller 7 right now. 4-pack of tickets to see Las Vegas against Reno here at the ballpark. You can get your tickets at Ticketmaster.com. Caller 7, 364-1100, $2 beer night and Pride night.
Evan, Canty, and Michelle are unsportsmanlike.
Myles Garrett is a generational talent. Are you winning football games with him now? You're not. They had a good draft last year. They have some interesting young pieces. It makes sense, as hard as it is for fans to swallow, because you love Myles Garrett. It's not helping you win games. This was a smart move for the Browns to invest in their future.
Unsportsmanlike.
On ESPN Las Vegas, 1100 AM and 100.9 FM.
Hey, Jeff, how's the new job working out?
Really sucks. Terrible boss and the paycheck is even worse. I gotta get a new job.
Truck you.
Wait, what?
Truck you.
You don't have to curse at me.
Dude, you should check out Truck You CDL training. My brother got his CDL license in 4 weeks, and now he has a new career making great money.
Okay, I'm listening.
Truck You offers small classes with night and weekend times available. They will even help with payment programs. Check them out. LV.com. Truck You.
It's not about the injury.
Accidents happen every day and can be devastating and life-changing. Hi, this is Paul Pata from Paul Pata Law. Whether it's a car accident, a motorcycle accident, or slip and fall on commercial premises, if you are injured due to someone else's negligence, our team of expert injury attorneys will focus on you and your case and help you get your life back on track. Remember, it's not about the injury, it's about the recovery. Check us out at paulpadalaw.com or call us at 702-707-3000.
Don't miss the William Hill Radio Show, hosted by Paul Howard, live this Thursday from 6 to 7 p.m. at the William Hill Sportsbook inside the Palms Casino Resort. Paulie will break down the betting action, including odds ups and who bets are backing the most. After the video show, make William Hill Sportsbook your home for betting with live, continuous engaging. Don't miss William Hill Radio Show with Paul Howard this Thursday.
Bring on the fun and bring home a new Honda. With a great deal on an Accord, or Accord Hybrid. New roads, new deals, a new Honda. Make every moment count with a new stylish and sophisticated Accord or Accord Hybrid. One of Car and Driver's 10 best, a record 40 times.
Stop by your Las Vegas Honda dealer today for a great deal on an award-winning Honda.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm, and Chuck McDowell definitely not an attorney. This is Chuck. If someone talked you into buying something really silly and you want to get out of that silly little thing, my advice, get the facts. Call me and I'll send you our timeshare exit kit absolutely free. Inside, you'll learn how timeshare works and all your options for cancellation.
Call Wesley now for your free exit information kit. 800-885-3300. 800-885-3300.
This feeling is brought to you by Aleve for back pain relief. What feeling is that, you ask? Well, it's the feeling you feel when you have relief from back pain. That move how you want to, not how you have to feeling. That keep going through your day without slowing down feeling. The kind that brings you back to yourself all day long without interruption. Oh yeah. Because Aleve offers long-lasting pain relief. Feel up to 12 hours of back pain relief with one dose. Feel Aleve. Use as directed for minor aches and pains.
Gambler's Bonus hits again. On April 26th, Deborah hit 4 fours, clearing her Gambler's Bonus 4-of-a-kind bingo card for over $14,000. Deborah hit big and so can you with Gambler's Bonus. It's why you play the game.
Vegas, are you ready? Your Las Vegas Rockers are storming back into Orleans Arena this Saturday for a family-friendly experience filled with high fives and a great time. Watch the Rockers take on the Arizona Juggernauts for an epic rematch in a night of hard hits, high-flying touchdowns, and non-stop arena football mayhem. The lights will be bright, the crowd will be loud, and the energy will be pure Vegas. All tickets are just $20. Get yours now at LasVegasRockers.com. Bring your friends, bring the family, and bring the noise for Las Vegas Rockers football.
If you need to sell your house,
talk to Aaron Taylor.
You want to sell it fast and get the most cash, talk to Aaron Taylor,
The real estate guy.
Aaron Taylor here, your real estate guy. And Jacob Taylor. If you're serious about selling your home, then listen up. In today's market, the truth matters. We'll tell you exactly where your home stands, what buyers are thinking, and what it will actually take to get your home sold. And then we back it up with one of the biggest marketing machines in Nevada. Radio, TV, digital, social media, Google, everywhere buyers are looking, your home gets seen. That helps make The Real Estate Guy one of the most recognized real estate brands in Nevada for over 30 years. And if you need speed, we can even buy your home for cash in as little as 24 hours and offer cash advances for qualifying sellers. So call The Real Estate Guy today, 702-3.
All right, we got Steve.
And 6683.
How much time we
license
have
number
left,
38886.
We got like 30 seconds left.
30 seconds.
The real estate guy.
Nick here with Stefano's Greek and Mediterranean Grill. Summerlin, it's official. Stefano's is now open on Lake Mead and Buffalo. Come enjoy our beautiful dining room designed for family meals, quick lunches, and everything in between. Or swing by for fast, easy takeout with all your favorites. Gyros, bowls, shawarmas, kebabs, and our famous baklava. Our salad dressings and marinades are made with
10 seconds.
And our must-try fries are cooked in 100% avocado oil. The new Stefano's in Summerlin is now open. Come taste what everyone's talking about. Stefano's, real food, real fast, real healthy.
Now back to Cofield and Company on ESPN Las Vegas.
All right, Stanley Cup final coming up for Vegas. Less than 90 minutes. Great spot to watch the game tonight is Jackson's Bar and Grill, 6020 West Flamingo. Get on out there. They've been showing the games for years and years and years. The sound is on, not just this week and next week. They have it on all the time, and they have great gaming bonuses like Pass the Puck and Slapshot. You can win up to $775 in free play at Jackson's Bar and Grill. Flamingo and Jones, a great spot to watch hometown hockey now that our heroes in Vegas are going for the Cup. JBT and Cofield. Steve Kim comes in to talk a little boxing, talk a little NBA. We'll see what else we hit on, a little college football. What's up, Steve?
Gentlemen, good Tuesday to you.
Steve, I'm going to start as at least one of our hosts here on Cofield and Company would do in awkward fashion. I'll ask you a hardcore hockey question, and then you can answer me by saying, I don't care. I won't do that. Do you care at all about the Stanley Cup final? Has this caught your attention at all?
Not really. You know, believe it or not, growing up as a kid, though, I actually was a pretty big LA Kings fan. I'm going back to when they had the purple and gold uniforms or the Triple Crown. I got into the Gretzky mania, 1993. That spring was very special for everyone in LA that actually watched a little bit of hockey growing up listening to Bob Miller. And when the Kings are actually involved, and now we won 2 Stanley Cups the last 15, 20 years, I act like I'm the hardest of hardcore fans. That's the funny. And people actually buy it on Twitter. So that's pretty funny.
So along those same lines, I know you get roped in on this, and I like asking you about it, but Fearless yesterday, Jason Whitlock did 55 minutes on Caitlin Clark. That was amazing. Yeah. He has latched onto this thing so much, but I think he recognizes that the Caitlin Clark stuff, pro and con, is so crazy on social media that it is worth hitting every once in a while. There's just such a fever pitch around this lady. I don't know that I've seen it really with anyone in recent history, and I think a lot of it's because the internet has exploded.
Yeah, look, she's a polarizing figure. I was actually surprised that it didn't last an hour, 10 minutes. I was actually disappointed it didn't go longer. And then, today's show, he went another 40 minutes today, by the way. Yeah, it was good stuff, though. And then it was a panel with myself, a former college basketball assistant at Kansas State, and Maurice from Keep the Vision, who really does a great job of covering the WNBA and really is a big Caitlin Clark fan. Look, it's an interesting story of a franchise in a league that seems to be at odds with not their best player, but their biggest star.
Right.
That part is pretty fascinating to me.
Well, I had you drawing an analogy to the Michael movie and Michael Jackson history early in his career and people who protected him, feeling like Caitlin Clark needs some people on her side. And I don't know if that's in the organization or with another organization.
Well, I've said this for the last 2-3 years, as we've touched upon this often. If you're going to have a player like Caitlin Clark, you gotta have players that kind of understand their role. She's not a great defensive player; she never will be. But there's been a lot of players that weren't. But you have to be able to make up for it in other ways. I always harken back to the 2001 Sixers that got really far. They played the Lakers; no one was going to beat them that year. But it was Allen Iverson and a lot of good role players, a lot of steady veterans that understood their roles. Aaron McKee, Eric Snow, Matt Geiger. Then it was Theo Ratliff before he got traded. And I think everyone on that team understood with the direction of Larry Brown. Like, look, you're not getting a lot of calls for you. You're not getting the ball all the time. You're going to have to pick up the scraps. And everything that is kind of dirty and grimy, that's your job. That's not Allen Iverson's job. That team was able to do it, right? I don't know if the Indiana Fever, top to bottom, have really even come close to making that type of commitment.
Yeah, I think the biggest thing is that right now she's a one-way player. She can't defend, and so then the mystery becomes, and I'll open it to John after Steve answers it, if you have a really weak defensive player on the floor, but you need her out there because she's one of your best scorers, why are you switching all 5 on defense?
Well, that is the question. And, Dre Baldwin, who played basketball at a pretty high level professionally, I believe, in Europe, he kept saying that that's a lazy way of playing defense. If all you're going to do is switch and switch and switch, especially knowing that there's one player that you don't want to be switched out on or with. So I don't know. I just get the sense to me that Caitlin Clark needs a change of scenery, a change of view, a change of everything, because she's saying all the right things now because I think she has to. But I have said for the past couple of months, what she needs to do is to get pregnant and just go on a long paternity leave or maternity leave, and then say, hey, good luck without me, guys. I'll see you in a couple of years, maybe.
I mean, defensively, too, we just watched this with Cleveland. Kenny Atkinson had his head up his rear end where he was letting James Harden just get roasted every single possession down the stretch in their series with the Knicks, too. I mean, you say she needs a change of scenery. What franchise would you trust to do the most with her from that perspective in the WNBA?
Well, Maurice from Keep the Vision had a great suggestion. Find a new league. Go to Europe. They're playing pretty well. There's this new league coming out. Just leave the whole doggone WNBA.
Well, I'll give you one. I think the Aces here, and that'd be the last thing the rest of the WNBA would want. I think the Aces would handle Caitlin Clark just fine. I think they would have enough defensive players around her. She'd be a good transitional player as they get a little bit older, and I don't think Becky Hammond's an egomaniac where she'd be like, I have to break this young lady and turn her into a complete basketball player. All right, let's stick on the world of basketball and some rooting interest and angles going into these finals with Steve Kim, part of Fearless, and of course up on Twitter at Steve Kim 323. We have America 250 coming up. Am I an a-hole if I root for the Frenchmen and the Spurs?
Not really, because I want to see how those Knicks fans are going to react if they don't win it. Now, they've become something of a nuisance socially. That might become escape from New York. But I do find it interesting, guys. If San Antonio and Wemby win it all, there is no doubt who is the face of the league. And I get the sense that this will be a different version, maybe more athletic, of Tim Duncan, because he's actually ahead of schedule in a lot of ways. But, the New York Knicks, it's funny, me and Whitlock have talked about it for the last, 3-4 months. For all the talk of New York, because they are in New York, major media market, they have not won since 1973. They have one of the most overrated traditions and legacy in basketball, or maybe in sports history, if you really think about it.
What do you mean? It's Madison Square Garden. It's above the subway. It's the Big Apple.
It's the Mecca. It's the self-dubbed Mecca.
It's a great venue. It's a great venue, which has basically seen a lot of mediocre basketball outside of a few pockets of time. But again, they have not won it since 1973. Think about that, guy. That's a long time.
Are dynasties good for sports? Should the NBA be worried that the Spurs are ahead of schedule and that they're going to win like 4 out of the next 5?
I think it depends on what's the dynasty. If it's an exciting dynasty, if it's polarizing, if it's like the Yankees of the 90s, if it's like the Patriots with Brady and Belichick, if it's the Bulls with Jordan, I think it can be good. But you're right. If it's kind of like this boring, methodical, colorless type of team, yeah, it can be a little bit repetitive and not good. I don't know where the Spurs would rank in that, to be honest with you. But, yeah, dynasties are generally not bad for the sport because they actually do give your sport a bit of an identity that I think everyone can kind of relate to.
Coming out of the Western Conference Finals where OKC was upset, is it pretty clear that Chet Holmgren has been given the worst deal in NBA history, and OKC better get out from under this thing real quick? If they can get him into a deal for Giannis, do it?
Yeah, I guess, but to be fair, I mean, that Wemby is such a tough matchup for everybody, and he kind of got the brunt of it. But keep it in mind, didn't OKC have a few injuries, though? It's not like they went in with all their bullets loaded. So I don't know if you panic. I brought this up on Fearless yesterday. I remember when the Lakers lost years ago in '86 to Ralph Sampson and then Akeem Olajuwon. And people, they were panicking and all that. And Jerry Buss, the owner, almost made a trade for James Worthy for Roy Tarpley and Mark Aguirre. And Jerry West said, if you make that deal, I'm going to resign. And so they bullied him out of the deal. And guess what? It was the right move. The Lakers just made a few internal changes, and they ended up extending that dynasty. They became the team of the 80s without that move. So I think the worst thing OKC can do regardless is just to make a panic move in the heat of the moment.
He does the 3 Knockdown Rule podcast. Steve Kim. He does it with Mario Lopez. You had Rico Verhoeven on the other day, who nearly pulled the upset on the best heavyweight in the world, we think, in Usyk. What did he have to say? What does he want to do?
He's getting various offers. He's a very, very personable, friendly guy. And I think in all realms of fight combat, because he is a world-class kickboxer and he showed pretty good form as a boxer with his relative lack of experience, he's going to have options. And I generally think these things nowadays more and more just come down to money. Most of the money now is probably in boxing with Turki Al-Sheikh. And I just wonder if Turki just says, hey, if we gave Francis Ngannou another major fight after he nearly beat Tyson Fury, and then he got blasted out by Anthony Joshua in his next fight, but those 2 fights were very lucrative for Ngannou, right? I'm assuming that's probably the most money he's ever made. I could see, because I don't believe he's going to get the Usyk rematch, at least not immediately, I could see Verhoeven being matched up in another boxing match.
What's the latest, Steve Kim, with Anthony Joshua and Fury? Eddie Hearn is the guy who's going to be promoting this thing. It's definitely going to be in the UK, right? There's no shot it's here in the US.
I don't know about that. Look, Larry Merchant told me years ago, go where the most money is, and logic is not really placed into it, although I think the British fans deserve this fight, and that's the fight where it does the most amount. Look, in the United States, you can put that in a lot of arenas and do well, okay? Madison Square Garden, for instance. You put that in the UK, you can get your largest soccer stadium, all right, and use, as they call it, the pitch, and probably get 80 to 100,000 people. And that's a British fight. Is that a fight that has the same amount of interest as it did, let's say, 5 years ago when they were both heavyweight champions? No, but in the UK, it is still a major, major event. So I read the reports too. I think they're just kind of speculating here. I hope it's not in Saudi Arabia. That fight belongs in Britain.
College football kickoff 87 days away as we count it down every week with Steve Kim. You can follow Steve up on Twitter at SteveKim323. I think the story, and it's, yet another guy, it doesn't happen all the time, but another MLB prospect who just did not work out in Jordan Adams at SMU at 27. But if you go back, this guy was a top 5 receiver coming out of high school. It'd be cool to see him achieve in the world of college football.
Yeah, this has actually been done before. Chris Wenke was in his late 20s. I think Josh Whedon, wasn't that, is it? Brandon Whedon. Oklahoma State.
Yep.
At Oklahoma State, ended up being a first-round draft choice with the Cowboys. Miami years ago had a wide receiver by the name of Andre King. He had a stint in the minor leagues. He ended up actually having a short career in the National Football League. And look, the dynamic of having older players, and I mean guys beyond the age of 25 in college football, it is more normalized than ever. But the way this is being done with the baseball thing not working out, those curveballs can be kind of tough. This is really nothing new.
Tell you, that story's on the field as well, but at that level, with a new coach, Bryce Underwood isn't necessarily his guy. He's the boosters guy, but Bryce Underwood at quarterback. And are we going to see some real challenges here for Underwood, who's got a ton of upside, but may not be completely ready to go, a finished product? I wonder if there's a little controversy early at Michigan.
It's interesting for everyone just trying to pile on Eric Weddle. And I know Eric through Coach JB. We're on a chat together. We converse often, and his son plays quarterback, but really at the next level is going to be a safety, top 100 type of player. The funny thing is, if right after the Michigan spring practice had concluded, if you go to the Michigan networks on YouTube, guys that really cover the team closely and are fans, they were saying that there was going to be a bit of a quarterback issue. I mean, Eric Weddle's taking a lot of heat because he was so blunt about it. And, and people said, hey, what's that say for your son's chances at Michigan? I think it might be awkward. But I want to make this clear. Nothing Eric Weddle said hadn't already been whispered by the Michigan media crew. So I don't know why. I think it blew up because he's Eric Weddle and he made 6 Pro Bowls.
We had 2 big deals yesterday in the NFL, considering the cost and the position. Did the Rams actually trade for the right big name player yesterday, Myles Garrett, or should they have traded for A.J. Brown?
No, because they already have a number 1 receiver. And I know Puka Nacua is becoming more volatile off the field, and Devontae Adams is older. But if you look at what the Rams' issue was third down. Their secondary wasn't great, so they addressed it at the cornerback spot, got 2 new ones that are high-priced. And they got to get home. Pass rushers are rare, especially guys at that level. You can make an argument that a healthy Myles Garrett and a durable Myles Garrett, which he has been, is the best overall player in football. And a sack here, a sack there, that's the difference between going to the Super Bowl and winning it and then losing an NFC championship game where you think you still have the better team.
Yep. All right, Steve, we'll have a good week. We'll check in next week.
All right, thanks a lot, guys.
There he is, the host of the 3 Knockdown Rule podcast with Mario Lopez, also part of the cast with Jason Whitlock's Fearless. I got a lot today because we talked about a lot yesterday on Myles Garrett. I think it's a brilliant deal. I think it's an unbelievable deal for Myles Garrett to be out from under. Listen, the NFL, you can be a star anywhere, but you're really a star now in L.A.
The Golden Circle Sports Bar inside Treasure Island is the ultimate spot to catch all your favorite sports on huge video walls. 55-plus TVs offering ideal views from every seat. Gourmet comfort foods, craft beers on tap, and all your favorite beverages. Plus, Treasure Island is the only place on the Strip with free parking.
Plumbers, HVAC techs, contractors, and DIYers. McFadden-Dale Industrial Hardware has the tools, parts, and supplies to power your next project. Open early and stocked with everything you need. Stop by South Decatur near Russell. McFadden-Dale Industrial Hardware. Fast, easy, and built for the pros.
Hey, Las Vegas, you know that the heat is coming. And when the temperatures hit triple digits, dead batteries and overheating engines follow. Don't wait till you're stuck on the side of the road, bring your car to Meineke. Every visit includes a free digital inspection with photos and video. Right now, get a synthetic blend oil change for just $34.95. Now open and prompt. Schedule today at Meineke.com. Meineke, doing car care right.
I was in a wreck. I need a check.
I was in a wreck. I need a check.
I was in a wreck. I need a check.
I'm attorney Kevin Rowe. The insurance company's job is to pay you as little as possible. Our job is to get you every dollar you deserve. Call Lerner & Rowe today and let's make them pay. 877-1500.
877-1500. 10 seconds.
Listen to UNLV Sports right here on ESPN Las Vegas, 1100 AM and 100.9 FM.
High tech, baby, on our live stream.
Las
High
Vegas.
tech. Hey, camera tech, get over here. Fix this. Okay.
Live from the Las Vegas ballpark, it's Cofield and Company on ESPN Las Vegas and ESPN Reno.
Gippers rolling into the 4 o'clock hour. Is brought to you by Battleborn Injury Lawyers. 766-1400 is the number from anywhere in the state of Nevada. Office in Reno. Got to dial 775-766-1400. And 4 offices right here in Southern Nevada. The fantastic LV Ballpark. We are hanging out before the Aviators take on Reno. Another big week of promotions, including Thursday night, which is $2 beer night and Pride night. You know what, James? We have another set of tickets, right? I think we have another 4-pack or 2-pack we can give out. So let's do it now. 364-1100, 364-1100. Thursday night here at the ballpark. Free tickets to come see the Aviators take on Reno. And remember, next week, there's still tickets available for the Big League Series here with the A's taking on the Brewers and then the Rockies here at Las Vegas Ballpark. So Major League Baseball here next week. We got AAA Baseball here the rest of this week. So your chance to win tickets right now. 364-1100, caller 7, Big 4 time.
Battleborn Injury Lawyers presents the Big 4 at 4. Number 4.
Damn, I was really hoping this story would get dragged out a little bit. And it also comes at a time when there's just too much going on for it to get the headlines. But the story I'm fired up about was Momcilovic, who was at Iowa State, tested the free agent waters. We're talking about a guy who's a 17 point per game guy, and most importantly, about 49% from 3. Is a pro prospect, but is not really first round ready right now. And I'm not even going to say the end of the road for the transfer portal because it's still open to pull players out of in college basketball. This one got buried a little bit, but between Louisville, Arizona, and Kentucky, I was hoping there'd be a real public bidding war, but it looks like Kentucky has won. Now, I don't know the reported number. The source I put on here, he might be a jabroni. He's saying that this guy, Momcilovic, got $6.5 million from Kentucky for 1 year of college basketball, which I'm sure a lot of college basketball fans, those who were stuck, 40 years ago, not realizing that they used to pay 40 years ago, they're all rolling over in their graves. I was really hoping this would approach like $8, $9, $10 million with Louisville, Arizona. I thought Arizona might step up and grab them, but what it sets up now is another Kentucky team that is freaking loaded and a payroll in excess of $20 million.
Mark Pope better get it done.
Well, I think that's the other part of it. I wasn't going to get to that, but I mean, this is what you want as a coach, right? You went there to win, so you want to make sure you have the budget. You can't be mad if there's a lot of pressure. Can't be mad if people are angry with you if you can't at least make an Elite 8.
No, of course, but at least you've got the support and the administration and those in power are willing to go out and get this. And to your point, I don't think in June a lot of people are expecting a player of this caliber to be signing.
But you should know this because the NBA draft closes. Yep. Your last chance to pull out of the draft after testing the waters closes. So there should be a few of these final free agents who are available for big money.
And this is also, I think, a good sign of why I really liked when the NBA made the change of what we're doing here. You should get an opportunity to interview for the job that you want. Yeah. And if not, then okay, like I'll go back.
They're telling you you're not ready.
Yes.
Awesome. Thank you.
It's not even that you're not ready. You find out where you are to an extent. Obviously you don't know exactly where you are, but you can find out whether you're going to, touch the lottery or where you're going to be. It's such a good thing. And to know what you need to work on to improve your status as well. It's awesome.
Kentucky, though, boy, oh boy.
It'll be good.
And I do love the factoid that this is actually top 10 money, the back end of the top 10 for the NBA draft, right? $6.5 million that first year.
Yep.
That's going to be cool. Another small note, Not that I'm rooting against the guy. I don't dislike the guy, but I do like the fact that they thought they were one of the halves because they were dragged along via tradition. But I love the fact that Iowa State had no chance in them.
Yeah.
Like there are real halves in college football and college basketball. We saw it. We saw what happened to Iowa State football. I think he took 23 guys. There's no shame in anyone's game now. He took 23 guys from Iowa State to Penn State, including the quarterback.
Yeah. Why not?
The way it's played. I mean, that is actually
I like that concept, though.
Part of the incentive for hiring a coach. Like, who can you bring along with you? And that's why Oklahoma State, that's why the North Texas coach was attractive. Like, oh, you're coming and you're going to bring your freshman quarterback, Mestamaker. Let's go.
I will always cherish my time here. The fan base was absolutely fantastic. And to thank you all, I'm going to pillage your roster and set you back a year. See you guys.
23 guys. So awesome. And Iowa State fans were all in a panic and, oh, this is bullcrap, this system. But you're fine pillaging the schools below you, though.
Yep.
It's funny because the Pitt coach does that too, where it's like, oh, this is ridiculous. Transfer portal. Oh, let me see if I can, go lateral to or below and scoop all their players away because I'm bigger budget. Number 3.
Number 3.
Ames for college basketball to Kentucky for college basketball, or Lexington, if I'm mentioning cities. Is that equal to Raleigh-Durham to Vegas? Because I don't want to punch down, but I'm going to spend a little time punching down. Do you have any concern in any of your sports existence for what Raleigh, North Carolina is in sports?
No.
Have you even thought about it? Like, that's why I said punching down. Like, can I even generate some vitriol from you?
I think I do have a unique connection in that my co-host has a connection to North Carolina because she used to work out there. That's about it.
Garbage.
Yeah.
That's not enough to get fired.
Yeah.
Did she have bad experiences?
I don't think so.
Okay, well, I mean, you could.
I don't listen to her enough that I actually.
Oh wow, you do a show with her. I don't listen to her. Raleigh versus Las Vegas. A tweet put out by something calling itself at MLB Raleigh.
Okay.
I'm going to bring up again, real briefly, because I don't want to go off on this one. We're watching Major League Baseball owners and players, specifically the commish and the MLBPA, go back and forth early in the fight over the labor battle that's coming up. Rob Manfred is suggesting the sport is broken, cannot move forward with a current system. But we're also talking about expanding. So is it broken, or is it super healthy where cities like Raleigh are begging to get baseball and making stupid points? Raleigh versus Las Vegas. Who really has a better market? Can we just stop right now?
I know. Come on.
Who has a better market? Who was the freaking intern stooge that they gave this project to? Ready for this one? Raleigh and Vegas. Our market has more people.
Okay.
Congrats.
Sure.
That was one of the big things. They're like, within a 3-hour drive of Raleigh, there's a much bigger population than Vegas. Congrats. I love this one. It's a better media market. How do we even measure that?
I mean, there's certain ways you can measure it, but I don't think that's a true
Are we
statement at
talking
all.
just size because of your population, or like actual media talent?
Yeah.
We'll have to look into this one. Ready for this one? Less competition for entertainment spend. Where more boring? Wow. MLB Raleigh is hitting freaking home runs.
Why would you admit that? There's nothing to do here, so they'll be forced to go to your baseball games.
Here's my favorite one. Raleigh versus Las Vegas. This is a real tweet. MLB Raleigh. Like, we already have the team, jackasses. We already have the team. Like, I don't love what we did to get the stadium done. We pitched them, $380 million. Going to be over 500 with the roads by the end of it, but we have it. So I don't know why it's Raleigh versus Las Vegas. How about Raleigh versus Portland, or Raleigh versus Nashville, or Raleigh versus the one I really worry about because of the church money is Raleigh versus Salt Lake. Go ahead and put together a whole faith-based tweet and how you're better.
We have less sinners.
Yeah. Ready? This is a real tweet. MLB is about to expand, and they aren't choosing markets based on how many bachelorette parties you can host or how many glowing signs your downtown has. Come on. What are we doing?
It's got to be like a
What are we doing?
teenager, right?
I don't know.
There's no way.
If I click on this Twitter account, because I didn't even check, is it going to have like 4 followers? And is Raleigh
No,
spelling
it'll have
it
like
correctly?
it'll have
did I just get a darn Schefter?
It'll be a
Or
couple.
Jay Glazer with 2 Z's.
It'll be a couple thousand, I'm sure.
What is going on here? That was actually the pitch.
MLB to North Carolina. It's got nearly 10,000 followers.
Yeah, they're really trying to get it. I just don't understand what. I mean, it's convenient right now with the hockey finals, with Stanley Cup finals, to go after us. But why are we the target? We have the team. By the way, we'd also like to tell them we didn't necessarily want an established team. We wanted an expansion team. So good luck to Raleigh. I hope you make it. But
Yeah.
I would go at Nashville. And I would go at Portland. And like I said, we already go at Salt Lake. That's the one you need to fight. So you can get real personal with Salt Lake for all I care. But leave us out of it. Number 2.
Number 2.
I'm going to repeatedly go to this well. Okay. I see these maps. They're not scientific. That has all of North America rooting for the Carolina Hurricane. No one wants Vegas to win. 2 weeks ago, there was some Twitter thingamajiggy that said we're the most hated team in all of hockey, the Vegas Golden Knights. Vegas. I follow this stuff. Not everyone does. And here's the problem when you're dealing with the NHL. The owners around the NHL aren't necessarily well known, but you know the name Tom Dundon.
Sure.
You know that he just bought the Blazers. This is evil incarnate. Guys like this winning championships are terrible for all of Major League Sports.
Because it proves that their model works.
And what's the model?
To nickel and dime and to screw over employees and to do everything possible to just maximize profit as opposed to actually caring about the quality of what you're putting out there.
By the way, for those of you who are like, I don't care that he cut 70 employees from the Blazers front office, screw those people. They were probably doubling up in their duties. Okay. I think you're a stupid schlub if you're rooting against other people and their jobs, because setting that trend means that your line of business could be doing the same thing with private equity, where someone comes in, they're like, we don't care who these people are.
Yep.
We need numbers. Well, what do they do? I don't, you know what? We need 70 gone. So find it, cut 70. If you're a sports fan, you want owners who, 1, want to win, 2, aren't only in it to sell. And I don't know if people notice, but Carolina Hurricane majority owner, Tom Dundon, it was about 7 years ago now that he bought all the shares.
Mm-hmm.
Well, he just, in the last 6 months, as the valuation went from like 400 million to 1.9 billion, started to sell off parts of the team. So do you think he really cares if they win, outside of the fact that it'll help the valuation? Because he doesn't care if the Blazers win. Frankly, he doesn't even care if they stay in Portland. He doesn't care about the players. You saw the stuff that he did. I mean, just nickel and dime nonsense where he had a two-way player who actually deserved, Caleb Love, who deserved a little bit of a reward. Like, hey, we understand the two-way player can't play in the playoff series, right? Or the whatever it was, the tournament.
Mm-hmm.
We're not going to travel him. 15 of the 16 organizations in the playoffs travel their two-way players.
Of course.
So it's little stuff like that, because what that means is that word gets around the league, and then guess what happens in terms of retention? Players don't want to stay, and you ain't getting players from outside the organization to come in when you're a cheap ass.
I mean, players, look what they did with Thiago Splitter, who did a great job as the interim head coach.
The players want this guy, a former NBA player who is respected. They want him to be the coach, but I think Splitter's already kind of, set a tone like, well, I'm not doing it for pennies on the dollar.
Yep.
Cheapo.
Yep. You got coach of the year votes. And they were just like, nah, dude, we don't want it.
They should be begging him to stay.
Yep.
Plus, they probably will get him at somewhat of a reduced rate. He's awful. I'm telling you, man. And this is not going to get enough attention because the NHL doesn't get covered like the other sports. But keep that same energy that you have for the awful owners in the other sports. The Monforts in Colorado. I mean, I go down a list of 10 ownership groups or owners. And then when you put the private equity thing on top of it, I know I'm a broken record, but I'm telling you, Bill Foley cares about winning. He actually cares about the NHL. He cares about the players. You might not think he cares about coaches because he got rid of Bruce Cassidy, but in the end, he cares about winning, and he cares about the community. This Dundon guy, no thanks. All right, coming up, we're going to get the numbers for both of the series, the Stanley Cup Final, NBA Finals, from our buddy at William Hill, Ray Cleaver, up on Cofield and Company.
Technology never stands still. And neither does Les Olson IT. For 70 years and counting, we've helped businesses adapt, grow, and stay secure through every change. With experienced people and smart technology solutions, we make work easier, more productive, and more secure. Yesterday, today, and tomorrow. Let Les be here for you.
Looking for your next adventure on the road? Findlay Toyota has you covered. With an unbeatable selection of brand new Toyotas, you'll find the perfect ride to fit your lifestyle and your budget. Whether it's the rugged Tacoma, the adventurous RAV4, or the powerful Tundra, at Findlay Toyota, we make financing easy and stress-free, no matter your credit situation. Findlay Toyota, driven to excellence. At the Valley Auto Mall in Henderson or online at findlaytoyota.com.
Good morning.
Vegas is built on service.
Studio lights on, please.
3 shifts a day.
All right, let's do this.
As your morning begins,
It's showtime. We have a lot to talk about live on the program for the next 3 hours.
to do our part, News 3 Today delivers Las Vegas stories that shape your community.
Just in some breaking news on the economic front.
So, whether it's late breaking news, bumper to bumper,
Avoid using flamingo.
or clearing skies,
No showers anticipated.
it's News 3 Today.
Hey, it's JT. Grimaldi's is hands down my favorite pizza in Vegas. Only at Grimaldi's can you get their famous New York style coal-fired brick oven pizza. Grimaldi's has 4 locations in the Vegas Valley, or check them out online at grimaldispizzeria.com.
Hey, Aviators fans, the Reno Aces, affiliate of the Arizona Diamondbacks, will put their cards on the table at our Las Vegas ballpark as they take on your Aviators. Here's the lineup. Tuesday, June 2nd, the Aviators are Reyes de Plata. Wednesday the 3rd, bring your dog for Bark on the Berm. Thursday the 4th, it's Pride Night with $2 beers. Friday the 5th, Toy Story Night with a huge post-game fireworks show. And Saturday the 6th, it's the Aviator Steel Tumbler giveaway. There's free parking and great food. Aviators baseball. Life's just better at Las Vegas Ballpark.
Are you drowning in debt? Looking for a way out? Panda Law Firm has you covered.
Our legal team has more than 60 years of combined experience in debt relief and consumer protection. We've helped countless clients break free from the burden of debt.
If you've got more than $10,000 of debt, it's time to get Panda. We'll work to find the best solution for you.
Don't let debt hold you back. Contact Panda Law Firm today and let us help you reclaim your financial freedom.
If you've got debt,
Call Panda Law, 702-818-3888.
My name is Whitney Allen, and I'm a widow. My husband, Ryan, died. We never thought we'd ever have to use life insurance, but the unexpected happened. With Ethos, signing up was fast and 100% online. You can get a quote in seconds, apply in minutes, and get same-day coverage. No medical exams, and you can get up to $3 million worth of coverage. I'm grateful we were prepared.
Get your free quote at ethos.com/play. That's ethos.com/play. Paid spokesperson. Time spent on application may vary. Online health.
Sign up today for a new William Hill Nevada mobile sports account, and you can earn up to a $250 bonus bet after placing your first qualifying wager. The William Hill Nevada mobile sports app allows you to bet on the go from any iPhone, iPad, or Android device from anywhere in Nevada. Sign up today and you will never miss another bet. With the largest wagering menu, the mobile sports app features same-game parlays, early cash out, and live in-play wagering on all major sports. For more information, official rules, and to see participating sign-up locations, visit williamhill.us. Must be 21. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
1-877 Cars for Kids. KARS Cars for Kids. 1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Call 877-CARS-FOR-KIDS to reach a friendly live agent. Donation is super easy, and your car can be picked up as soon as tomorrow. Call us now or go to carsforkids.org.
7 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Did you know you can donate real estate too?
The Vegas Golden Knights are back in the Stanley Cup Final, and the quest for the Cup starts Tuesday night in Carolina. Join your fellow medieval maniacs at the Fortress for the official Game 1 watch party. Cheer on the Knights with a full house of VGK fans at T-Mobile Arena. Concessions and retail will be open, so grab a beer, pick up some new gear, and get ready for a night to remember. A live DJ, giveaways all night long, and best of all, tickets are just $5 with free parking for locals at New York, New York. All proceeds benefit the Vegas Golden Knights Foundation. See you Tuesday night at the Fortress. Go Knights, go!
Luxury, confidence, and a payment designed around you. During the Lincoln Certified Sales Event at Findlay Lincoln, enjoy 2.99% APR financing for up to 48 months, or choose 4.99% APR for up to 72 months on all Lincoln certified pre-owned vehicles, including Black Label. It's the refined driving experience you expect with options that make it yours. Visit Finley Lincoln of Henderson today. Experience luxury. Embrace affordability. Finley Lincoln, elevating your drive.
This sports update is brought to you by Dollar Loan Center. Get up to $5,000 in minutes at Dollar Loan Center. Free to apply, and new customers enjoy 1 week of free interest on their first loan. Visit don'tbebroke.com.
The Stanley Cup Finals begins tonight. Carolina is the big lights go against the game homestand for the Las Aviators as they host Reno starting tonight at 7:05, and the Las Vegas Aces are net.
All right, we have Red.
Just after 7.
It's Cofield and Company on ESPN Las Vegas and ESPN Reno.
LV Ballpark here on a Tuesday, beautiful day. Temps creeping just into the low hundreds. Any other market, they'd be like, hundreds. Come on, it's the best time of year. It's been beautiful. It's going to be beautiful all week long. Series coming up through Sunday, and then Aviators will be out of town, and then LV Ballpark will be filled with Major League Baseball. By the way, Gage Jump, who was just here, is making the start tonight, so we'll get into Gage and start number 2 with Matt Never, the voice of baseball in Vegas, in just a couple minutes. John Von Tobel, Cofield. Ray Cleaver is in from William Hill as he joins us every Tuesday to kind of set us up for the week in sports and the odds and the liabilities and all that stuff. What's up, Ray?
Hey, Steve, JVT, how you guys doing today?
We are good. We were just talking about minor league baseball, Major League Baseball, but from a betting standpoint, an event that does get pretty good handle. You tell us if it doesn't, but College World Series seems to be building momentum every year.
It's been incredible. I mean, I really believe that like 4 or 5 years from now, it's going to be where every game starting at the start of the season is going to be booked. They're betting on it. It's constantly bet. A lot of totals players, a lot of guys like them totals, but sides, I mean, in long shots all over the place. The teams that won last week, St. John's was 16-1, Little Rock 18-1, Cal Poly was 15-1 to win their regions. And then Milwaukee, who took Auburn to the last and final game, was 75-1 to win the Auburn regional after they beat Auburn in the first game. It's crazy. And there are a lot of bettors who study this stuff from the start of the season. I wouldn't compare it with college football or college basketball, but it's headed in that direction. It's exciting. It's a blast. The handle we're taking is incredible. Really looking forward to the Super Regionals this weekend. And then we go on to the College World Series in Omaha, and it doesn't get much better than that.
Ray, you're a former umpire in the minor leagues. You follow baseball really closely. I know John does as well, and I want John to chime in on this. We just heard you say or give a list of a bunch of long shots that came through. I think this, once again, is proof that all this fervor over NIL ruining the future of college sports because, well, if you have more money, you're going to buy all the players, you're going to be better. In the end, we're still talking about players and athletes, and you can't collect everyone. And if you don't get the right guys, it doesn't guarantee you anything. What is happening in baseball that's allowing? Because I'll tell you what, I'm excited. UNLV just hired Nick Garitano, and there are hopes. Hey, you know what? The next step for that program is to start to get back to the NCAA tournament. Why hasn't NIL ruined college baseball?
Because I don't think the college teams have the amount of scouting that they do in college football and college basketball. I think there are a lot of great high school baseball players out there who go unnoticed. And I think if you look at the minor leagues of baseball, you can see that there are guys who were on nobody's list in college. There's high school kids who go right to rookie ball and A ball who maybe didn't get any Division I college offers, but they got a scout in Major League Baseball who saw them. I think there's a lot more talent out there than there is teams that have scouts out and about. Plus, there's a lot of college baseball teams that don't even have teams, or universities. My own university, the University of Wisconsin, the only team in the Big Ten without a college baseball team, which is disgraceful to me.
Yeah, I think that's pretty much hitting all the points, right? Like there's just so much talent and so many players out there. It's hard to really get every single one of them. So I would assume that that's why you're there with college baseball. We're also here with the Stanley Cup Final about to get started between Vegas and Carolina. What does the action? What does the liability actually look like with both of these teams in there? Do you need something here between these two?
Well, it was a lot of fun. It was a ton of fun last series because we really needed the Knights. The entire world appeared to be on the Avalanche and thought it was a given. I believe that a lot of people put a lot of money down just thinking it was just wait till the end of the series to get paid. So the Knights made it a lot easier for us. We need the Hurricanes in the series. But in all honesty, we're all kind of Knights fans. I mean, we can't help it. They're our team. They're Vegas's team. I've said for a long time, if we get an expansion NBA team, it'd be a whole lot better than having somebody move in. Vegas people take more, I don't know what you'd say. They just care about our own homegrown team. And the Knights are Vegas. I mean, it's really a hockey town. It's hard to believe with the Raiders here, but we're a hockey town. And so even those of us in the book who know we need the Hurricanes, if the Hurricanes win, it's great. We make some money at the book. But if the Knights win, I think we're going to be as happy.
How, from a handle standpoint, how is this going to compare to the series last year between Edmonton and Florida with the influx of action because the Knights are in it?
I would say it'll be about triple.
Wow.
I think it's going to be huge. We've already seen a real uptick. I mean, last year, the Cup, I'll be honest, the finals really didn't have a whole lot of luster. There was nothing really pulling at anybody's heartstrings to get them going. Now we got two teams who, in all honesty, probably weren't supposed to be there at the start of the year. Even at the end of the year, the Knights were a 4 seed. So, I mean, it's exciting to the people here. Obviously, you're going to Reno and Vegas on the radio here. But I believe that the rest of the country is as much pulling against Vegas as the people here are pulling for Vegas, which creates some interest. And it's great that they're not televising on the same nights as the NBA.
We went big picture with the series liability. Anything stick out for game one that people are betting?
No, I'd say a lot of people are on the Hurricanes early figuring, and the under is getting a ton of play.
Yep.
I mean, you can't turn on the radio in this town without hearing people say under. The Hurricanes have had twice as many shots on goal in the playoffs than their opponents. I really believe the Knights are going to have to release some defensemen and try to attack the net a little more, which sets them up for a breakaway for Carolina. But I really think if the Knights are going to win this series, they're going to have to attack the net more than what they have in the past. If they play back and wait and play defense, I really think Carolina's going to have an easy time of winning this series. I think they're going to have to push that puck in towards the net and try to get some disadvantages and some rebounds off the goalie and drive the puck in the net.
Any big pops there in the Conn Smythe market?
Yeah, we were talking about that. Marner is the favorite with Anderson right behind for the Conn Smythe, and then Carter Hart and Eichel are not far behind him. It's really going to be fun to see who gets the Conn Smythe, and obviously a lot of it has to do with who wins the series.
Mm-hmm. All right, NBA Finals going to tip off tomorrow as well. San Antonio, New York. We just got done. The NBC just released the numbers. There was their most watched Western Conference Finals game, that Game 7, in the last 24 years. Do you expect that interest to carry over in a series between the Knicks and Victor Wembanyama from a betting standpoint?
Yes, in fact, way bigger. I think this might be the biggest series since maybe Cavs Golden State. What was that, 10 years ago? 2016, I believe. I think this is probably going to beat that or at least come darn close to that. There's so much interest in the Knicks. We need the Spurs at the book. I'll just throw that out there. The Knicks have had a ton of action since basically the first series of the NBA playoffs. So, I mean, we're going to need the Spurs. But you have probably the most exciting basketball player in Wembanyama. And he, they called the Greek freak. Well, what do we call Wembanyama? Because he's as much of a freak as Giannis is. So I mean, he's a blast to watch. Brunson's been in another dimension. The Knicks offensively, I don't know how you could bet an under in this series. I really don't. I know there will be an under. I just don't know how you go to the window with any confidence and say, I'm going to bet the under on these games. They're both going to play up tempo at times. They're both going to push the ball. I really don't. I don't know how you can go. It's almost like the Knights and Hurricanes. I don't know how you go to the window and bet the over. So we will probably have the biggest handle we've had in the last 10 years, if not further. And if this thing goes 6 or 7 games, I think it'll be the most bet on NBA playoffs that we've ever had.
Ray Cleaver, William Hill is with us here on Cofield and Company, ESPN Las Vegas, ESPN Reno. We got 3 questions in 90 seconds, so we'll go rapid fire here. First of all, what's the biggest ticket out there that you guys had bet on the Spurs? I saw another book was saying they had a 66-1 ticket at one point on the Spurs. I don't remember the odds being that high. What do you know? What the biggest ticket you have out there?
No, I don't think it's over 20-1. To be honest,
I thought 40-1 might have been
Really?
the best offer. I don't know where the hell they were offering 66-1.
Maybe when Wemby got hurt, it might have went to like 25, but I really don't remember anything higher than that.
NFL trade yesterday with Myles Garrett. NFL trade yesterday, Ray, with Myles Garrett. There was actually a little bit of movement. I mean, this has to be the most movement I think I've ever seen for a defensive player. I don't know what it bounced back to today, but didn't William Hill have 6-1 on the Rams, down from like plus 750?
Yeah, we had 7-1 going into the trade, and now it's 6-1. I think it's probably going to go lower because we can't put the odds low enough. Bets just keep coming. You put the NFL ticker up and you start looking, and every third bet is Rams to win the Super Bowl, Rams to win the NFC. So, I mean, I really I think everybody's just going to pound on them. And here's something that I would advise is if you like the Rams, I was talking with some people today, in fact, my better half, and I said, I do not remember, maybe the Chiefs, but I don't remember a consensus favorite being the Super Bowl champion in the last 6-10 years. It seems like every year you have a consensus favorite who everybody's high on, and they don't win the Super Bowl, similar to the President's Cup in the NHL.
Yeah. Hey, Ray, we're up against it, man. We appreciate it. We'll talk to you next week.
Thanks, guys. Have a great day.
Yeah, more on the odds on the Rams and Myles Garrett. I mean, the dangerous thing with betting the Rams, well, I do think they should be the favorite. They also have a quarterback that's 1,000 years old and is complaining about back issues. So does he make it through the entire season?
Hey, thanks, Ray. Have a nice one. Yes, sir.
TheVin.com. It's real. It's here. We're the Amazon now of car buyers, and we want to buy yours.
Sell us your car. Give me the VIN.com. So easy you can do it in your underwear.
If job opportunities have put on the brakes, it's time to shift gears into a new career with Truck U CDL training. Truck U gives you the skills you need to become a safe, confident, professional driver with comprehensive classroom training and hands-on driving experience. Plus, national trucking companies speak with students about job opportunities to help get your career moving in the right direction. Call 702-533-3565. That's 702-533-3565.
The Golden Circle Sports Bar inside Treasure Island Hotel and Casino is the best place to watch games on the Strip. There's a huge video wall and over 55-plus screens throughout the bar. Place your sports bets at the new STN Sportsbook. The menu with the Golden Circle Burger, the Linebacker Bison Burger, Philly Cheesesteak, the Polish Sausage, and so much more is dynamite. The Golden Circle Sports Bar's happy hour is amazing with $5 draft beers every day from 10 a to 6 p. Treasure Island, the Vegas destination for those seeking a contemporary resort experience with an ideal location on the Las Vegas Strip. And remember, parking is always free.
There's a difference you can feel when you step into the showroom at Finley Honda Henderson. Sure, our cars are beautiful, built to last, and our certified pre-owned inventory is one of the largest in the country. But the difference is our people. From the sales floor to the service department, we're focused on you. Because when you're the center of our attention, everybody wins. It may not be what you're used to, but we think it should be. Welcome to The Difference at Finley Honda Henderson in the Valley Auto Mall.
Over 40 years ago, I started the Richard Harris Law Firm right here in Nevada. And today we've grown to be the largest personal injury firm in the state. We got there by doing one thing. If there's a win, we're right in the middle of it. The Richard Harris Law Firm, 444-4444.
Jake from State Farm. I just beat my running PR, so I'm celebrating with the Banana Bonanza smoothie.
Hey, and you can keep celebrating when you create an affordable price just for you by bundling your home and auto with the State Farm Personal Price Plan. Go bananas.
I will. Hey, make it a large.
Bundling, just another way to save with the Personal Price Plan. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Prices are based on rating plans that vary by state. Coverage options are selected by the customer. Availability, amount of discounts, and savings eligibility vary by state.
Plumbers, HVAC techs, contractors, and DIYers. McFadden Industrial Hardware has the tools, parts, and supplies. Your next project. Open early and stocked with everything you need. Stop by South Decatur near Russell. McFadden Industrial Hardware. Fast, easy, and built for the pros.
It's Cofield and Company on ESPN Las Vegas and ESPN Reno.
Don't forget to sign up for that new William Hill mobile account. First bet match up to $250. Belmont is coming up this weekend. Game 1 and NBA Finals odds are up, but for Game 1 specifically, player and all-star player specials. There are special prop bets and parlay boost for VGK in the Stanley Cup Finals as well. Next week, World Cup, as the William Hill will have its Summer of Soccer series with same match parlays and special boosts for each and every match. It's William Hill. Download the mobile app. For more information, go to williamhill.us. We're getting a bunch of questions on our stream, and we are streaming live on YouTube and Twitter and Facebook. Yep, you knew that.
No, I didn't know we were getting questions. I'm always clicked on the wrong.
We're getting a lot of questions. Now, Leslie has been asking a lot of questions. I can't get to all of them, Leslie, but I did want to address this one. He said, I don't know if it's a she or he. The Spurs are the class of the West and the league for the next 20 years. That is a very interesting prediction because, John, I don't know how much you guys talked about this, and it's really not a betting topic, but I know you love the NBA. The new tanking rules are going to be really interesting because they flattened out the draft. They flattened out the lottery in terms of the odds. So reading a good story the other day, I forget who wrote it, but I guess I should give them credit. They were saying that because of the flattened odds, really any team that has lots of picks is now in the driver's seat because you can move up. You can dare to dream. You can sell the dream of those picks. Not a lot of protections anymore either. And the two organizations that have collected a lot of picks the next 4 years are the Spurs and OKC.
Right.
So my question is, while both teams are loaded and have lots of young stars, who does a better job working those picks, either for players or for better players? Which management team's going to handle all these extra picks, especially if they then there's, if you keep the picks and you do land a top 6 pick, which management group do you have most confidence in to make the right pick?
I mean, my vote would be Oklahoma City just because they've been maneuvering. They've done a good job. If you look at what San Antonio has done, let's face it, they've gotten lucky in the sense of getting 2 top 4 selections in consecutive years, both being Victor Wembanyama and Stephon Castle. You do well, and Harper as well in there. I should throw him in there too. So you've done a really good job in winning the lottery and getting that. But,
I mean, Wemby was a no-brainer.
Correct.
I guess Harper was a no-brainer. I guess.
Like where they were picking, and Castle was a good selection. Yeah, I mean, it's not like they don't.
I mean, you still have to nail it.
No, of course. Like
we're going to talk a little bit of Sacramento Kings basketball in about half an hour with our buddy Carmichael Dave.
Right.
Like they never nail it.
No, but
they're in more difficult positions often.
But the reason why is the argument is I have more evidence for Oklahoma City. Oklahoma City went and pulled off the coup and got Alex Caruso essentially for Josh Giddey. Right? That's a pretty big addition for them. It was a big reason why they won the NBA Finals. They bought extremely low on Jared McCain, who ended up being a very good piece for them. And they fooled the Philadelphia 76ers and Daryl Morey, and is one of the many reasons why Morey is now a free agent and looking for a job. they went and signed Isaiah Hartenstein and, just navigating and doing certain things. And then look at the depth of what they have. AJ Mitchell, Cason Wallace. We can go down the list of the young players they have on their bench because they've navigated and used those picks so well. For anybody who's listening to me, if you don't know, Nikola Topic, they've just got him waiting in the wings. He's a 6'10" guard that was supposed to be a top 4 pick, but because of a knee injury, slipped down to 10. I mean, there's just so many different pieces that they have that they haven't even started to use yet.
Do you, last 30 seconds here, do you think they spin off some of these young guys before their contracts come up?
I
to
would
try to either get future draft capital or more experienced players?
Maybe.
Positional needs?
I mean, it might just be Chet Holmgren. That they
I would love, if I knew what it took, and this will be something we break down in the 5 o'clock hour, try to go get some Wemby stoppers, but I don't know what that is.
I don't know what that is.
Who is that? What position? What type of player?
Easier said than done.
Right? But the key is, with all these picks and hitting on so many young players, they have the assets in-house and future potential to make trades. If they make the right trades, they're going to stay on top for a while. So will the Spurs.
This traffic report is brought to you by Jaguar Land Rover Las Vegas. Visit us at jlrlv.com.
Currently showing Flamingo closed. That's between Mountain Vista and Boulder Highway due to police activity. Accident, Bermuda, northbound off-ramp to eastbound George Crockett, Charleston at Rancho Drive, and Wallapai before Deer Springs Way.
This traffic report was brought to you by Jaguar Land Rover Las Vegas. Visit us at jlrlv.com. Here's your chance to own a luxury vehicle at a non-luxury price. Hi, this is Brennan, General Manager at Jaguar Land Rover Las Vegas. Come and see a variety of our certified pre-owned vehicles at Jaguar Land Rover Las Vegas or visit us online at jlrlv.com.
I was in a wreck. I need a check.
I was in a wreck. I need a check.
I was in a wreck. I need a check.
I'm attorney Kevin Rowe. Getting rear-ended once is bad enough. Don't let the insurance company hit you again with a lowball offer. Call an experienced attorney who knows how to fight and win. Call Lerner and Rowe today. 877-1500.
877-1500. 877-1500.
Randy Westbrook, managing attorney.
Vegas, are you ready? Your Las Vegas Rockers are storming back into the Orleans Arena this Saturday night for a family-friendly experience filled with high fives and a great time. Watch the Rockers take on the Arizona Juggernauts for an epic rematch in a night of hard hits, high-flying touchdowns, and non-stop arena football mayhem. The lights will be bright, the crowd will be loud, and the energy will be pure Vegas. All tickets are just $20. Get yours now at LasVegasRockers.com. Bring your friends, bring the family, and bring the noise for Las Vegas Rockers football.
Jane Dawson did something smart. She saved hundreds on auto insurance switching to Progressive. With the money she saved, she got herself a pricey bird feeder with an ultra-high-def camera. Should Jane have just bought a regular bird feeder? Yes. Is it hard for her to admire nature when the camera doubles as the bird's potty? Also, yes. But it's Jane's savings, and if she wants to spend her time watching the digestive habits of the white-breasted nuthatch, we say you go, girl. Switch and see if you could save with Progressive and treat yourself. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates.
Harry Douglas here to help you get in on the sweet life with Cotton Candy 5-Hour Energy. It's that classic throwback cotton candy flavor, but with zero sugar and a 5-hour energy boost. I keep these with me so I can tackle that sweet tooth with a tasty caffeine kick and no guilty sugary aftermath. Bring on the sweetness with Cotton Candy 5-Hour Energy Shots. Cotton Candy 5-Hour Energy. Available online at 5hourenergy.com or Amazon.
Hey, Mom, now that I have an after-school job, I think I want to buy a drum kit.
Okay, Rockstar. Let's look at your account. When kids start making money, Chase has easy-to-use tools and expert bankers to help them learn how to manage it.
And next month, I'll buy the bass drum and the cymbals. Oh, and maybe some noise-canceling headphones for you.
Aw, you've thought of everything. Help kids save, budget, and build financial independence, all with Chase. That's good for kids and good for parents. Visit your local Chase branch and get started.
Account subject to approval. J.P. Morgan Chase Bank, N.A. member FDIC.
Everyone's so friendly here at Centennial Subaru. Can't walk 10 steps without a belly rub. They feed me snacks, and they even feed humans. Only thing bad I can say is they really like those guys on two wheels. This is why we bring our humans here. Go north, US 95 and Ann Road. Centennial Subaru, a short drive from everywhere.
This sports update is brought to you by the William Hill Nevada Mobile Sports Account, where you can earn up to a $250 bonus bet after placing your first wager. Sign up today and you'll never miss another bet. Go to williamhill.us for more info.
Game 1 of the Stanley Cup Finals begins tonight in Carolina as the Vegas Golden Knights go at it against the Hurricanes. 6-game homestand for the Las Vegas Aviators as they host Reno starting tonight at 7:05, and the Las Vegas Aces are in LA taking on the Sparks. Tip-off just after 7.
Coming up Wednesday, the NBA Finals are here, so will
10 seconds.
From the face of the league, or will the Knicks be able to slow down its ascension? It's Unsportsmanlike, 6 a.m. Eastern, right here on ESPN Radio, ESPN2, and ESPNU.
It's Cofield and Company on ESPN Las Vegas and ESPN Reno.
All right, we take a little break from the NBA and get you set up for the Stanley Cup Finals. We're out here at LV Ballpark. Aviators taking on Reno tonight. We got to get into the A series next week. I just got to say real quick, I really need to take a break from the NBA, because if we get to the point where we're desperate enough to start debating the face of the league, I think it is one of the things when we talk about the NBA that I hate the most.
What are you talking about? They talk about it every year.
Cares? Who cares?
Talk about it every
There
year.
isn't going to be a face. See, I'm doing it. There won't be moving forward with LeBron gone. There's not going to be a dominant figure, even Wemby. Okay, baseball. Because there's no face of baseball, right? I guess Ohtani should be.
I think he is.
It should have been Mike Trout, but baseball is so horrible at marketing guys that, Trout had his peak, and now, unfortunately for John, you had both of those guys. And with the Angels, I forgot. Did you forget that?
Yeah, slipped my mind. Never been brought up before by any person ever.
Matt Nevert is here. Sorry, Matt. He's an Angels fan, the only one I know. So anytime. Oh, no. Uh-oh. Do we have an on-off switch on your mic? Oh, no. No, we're going to get you in a second. We're going to figure it out. I know.
That's what you get.
I know.
That's exactly what you get.
I
You're
was
too
talking.
focused on trying to land the bit
I know.
and talk about Beauty and the Beast that you couldn't actually make sure that his mic was on.
I'm going to get it.
I mean,
All right.
There are literally
There it
dozens
is.
of Angels fans, and we happen to have one in the booth with us.
Really?
Dozens, literally.
It's the Arrested Development bit.
Yeah.
Serious?
There you go. All right. What's coming up tonight with the Aviators? Sorry about your mic.
That's okay. Now that the mic's working. Reyes de Plata tonight. Minor League Baseball's Copa de la Diversión Hispanic Heritage Initiative. I think my favorite food night of the week. They got a great job. They've done a great job here, as always, of incorporating food into the experience. We got some taco trucks. Aviators going to be wearing the Reyes de Plata uniforms, which is something that a lot of folks, when they watch the games on TV, we're simulcast tonight on Silver State Sports and Entertainment Network. They'll turn it on and go, "What's up? What team am I rooting for here?" Because it's not the traditional Aviators uniforms. It's black and kind of an electric blue. I think they call it Vegas blue. So they wear those every Tuesday. We do it more than most other teams in minor league baseball, but with the big Hispanic contingent here in Las Vegas, I think it's an appropriate one for Tuesdays.
Yeah, we were just having a giant conversation about when you have Spanish words in the midst of an English sentence, how you do it. That's how you do it right there, right? You don't have to overemphasize the Reyes de Plata. No, just perfect, just like that.
I'm not at a all-inclusive resort down in the Dominican Republic. I think that might have been the most egregious use of that kind of.
Correct, yeah.
As I remember going down there one time and may I have the burrito? I'm like, oh, come on, man.
Cebolla y cilantro, as we always talk about our favorite ad here on the radio network, which Sylvia actually reads, and we made fun of her.
She's
to
great.
Her face.
No,
She's great.
She's great.
But
great.
we
She's
at
one of the
least
good
finally,
ones.
we finally had the conversation with her to her face the other day.
I don't know about the conversation. I attacked her. I went ballistic. Went
Usually
ballistic on her,
conversations are back and forth,
which was
right?
unnecessary. I will say, Matt, do you think you violate like poly codes with your? There's no roles in the poly names. You're just good at them.
I mean, I just have enough experience with them doing UNLV for long enough by now.
I think you're top 5 in the country, including Hawaiian announcers.
I'll take it.
It's amazing.
You say blessing all the Walu Tui Olamotu once, and that's good enough.
It
practice.
took me 3 years to get it.
It's pretty good.
Hey, but you got it.
And what is it? Is it Kamuela Kaihua?
Kaihua, yeah.
Yeah,
got it.
Now there's more Hawaiian guys on the roster for UNLV football. Matt Nevert, voice of baseball here in Vegas, voice of the Rebels as well. All right, rest of the series. What do we got promotionally all the way through the weekend? I know Thursday night is not only $2 beer night, but also Pride night. It's June, Pride month.
Yeah, should be a good week as well with Max Muncy, major league rehabber here coming back from the hand injury. And it's been reported that we may see Jacob Wilson potentially later in the week as well. So we're starting to see some big time rehabbers. We got the Reyes de Plata $5 Dos Equis tonight. Wednesdays always Bark on the Berm, presented by Raising Canes. That's always a fun one out there on the berm. Pride night and the $2 beers on Thursdays. Friday should be a really fun one. Not only is it Military Appreciation Night, not only is it Toy Story night, not only are there post-game fireworks, where we're doing the ring ceremony post-game, pre-fireworks for the players that were here last year for the championship run and those in the coaching staff as well.
Camera's right there. You don't want to hit the camera.
Yeah, staff got ours
we
earlier.
can reach from there.
We got ours last week.
What are you doing?
It's a real ring. Can I hold it? You didn't.
You know what's funny? I didn't know what ring it was.
Yeah.
And I saw the name Neverett on it. I was like, did your father give you a Dodger ring just to wear around a little bit? That's the Aviators ring.
That is the one. Yeah.
I know the Dodger ring's incredible.
It's
that is nice. I'm not touching that. I'm afraid I'll break it. I'll knock a diamond out of that thing. I'm not good with valuables. I don't want to be responsible
You're not
for that.
jinxing anything. Coming up Saturday as well, Steel Tumbler giveaway.
Yep.
So the Stanley Cup craze
Yep.
coming to Las Vegas Ballpark.
Yep.
Filipino Heritage Night as well. We're also doing our kids camp for Play Ball Weekend on Saturday on the field pregame. So I'll be there helping out with that. And then as always, Sunday day games, kids run the bases afterwards.
John, have you brought the children out to the park?
Yeah, we did actually. Never came down and saw us, gave us some swag. My kid actually really likes that Reyes de Plata hat that he was given to the youngest one, the little bulldozer as we call him. Yeah, he
bulldozer
rocks it all the time actually. So they actually really liked it. And as we've talked about a lot, my oldest has started to really catch on and enjoy baseball a ton.
That's awesome.
So he loved coming out here watching him and actually watching guys and like I can throw from the outfield like on a dot to third base at some point in my life if I keep trying. Like, yes, eventually you can. So, and we got to see a couple home runs, which is always good because he's always wanted to do it too. So, no, they loved it out here. It was great. Sunday day game.
Matt Nevert's with us. Matt, what do you think it's going to be like next week with the A's in town playing a set of games?
Absolutely crazy. They're already starting. They're already starting to set up. Like if you get a chance later on tonight to walk around the concourse and you go beyond the outfield fence and look kind of out on the street, out on Spruce Goose out there, they've already got some power stuff staged, some stuff for the production trucks that they're going to be bringing in. It's going to be sold out all 6 days. The Rockies and the Brewers coming into town. The Aviators on the road in Omaha while that's all going on. I'll be with them. It's the week of the College World Series as well, so a lot of bouncing around for me back and forth. But this one's going to be crazy here. It's one of the series where I wish that I could be here for it with the giveaways. And I'm going to try and reserve mine ahead of time. I don't know if I'm going to be able to get one because that's how high demand I think those things are going to be. The giveaways that they're doing are crazy. They're loading them up as well.
How much do you think these pitches
Severino's going to throw, right?
That's a good point.
Well, right now he's shut down.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How do the parks compare?
Yeah.
I think I saw for Severino today, they said they're going to reevaluate in 4 to 6 weeks.
Yeah, I was going to say it's a shoulder. He's going to be out a while.
It's going to be right shoulder impingement, I believe is the term, but it's going to be a little different for these guys. I mean, we're not at crazy elevation here. It's like somewhere between 3,000 and 3,500 feet elevation, so not too bad. I mean, Arizona is more than that in Phoenix and obviously in Denver, but with the way that the jet streams are here and just the lack of anything beyond the outfield fence, building wise and structure wise, I think that's a major difference. I mean, just looking out beyond the fence right now, anything to the hangar bar in right center field is a jet stream. There's always wind that blows it out. And then anything really like to the left of the video board all the way to the foul pole, that's going to be a jet stream. They're going to be high scoring games. I don't think to the level that we saw in Mexico City with that elevation and that ballpark factor, but it may be a rougher week for these pitchers, and it's nothing that the Rockies aren't used to. I think the Brewers, who were kind of turning into the Rays nowadays in terms of what they've been able to do, taking other teams' trash and turn it into their treasure in terms of the arms. I think they may have a little better luck and success, but I think the A's are going to blast off. They're going to have some offensive success no matter what.
Gage Jump scheduled to go today against the Cubs. How did he look in start number 1? And I would assume he's in the rotation now for a while, as long as it's not a disaster, and I don't think it will be.
Yeah. And I mean, the A's right now, in terms of their starting pitching, are kind of shuffling guys all over. Mason Barnett and Cade Morris both called up today. For Morris, it'll be his big league debut when he pitches the Athletics number 12 prospect overall. And Barnett bouncing back up with Jacob Lopez also optioned down, so another spot opens up in that starting rotation. And for Gage Jump, with his pedigree and with his stuff, and just how he's held within the organization, that spot is his to lose in the rotation right now, I would say. And I mean, he was electric with us. The efficiency left a little bit to be desired. He kind of got behind a lot of batters and wasn't really able to last too deep into outings, but the stuff's there. He tunnels better than most pitchers in Major League Baseball already. And just from the left side, it creates just some real herky-jerky movement and a really tough guy to pick up. One of the things he was working on here before we got called up was really utilizing his changeup more and in better counts. I mean, he's not going to throw it too often lefty on lefty. A lot of lefty on righty changeups you're going to see down and away, fading away from the right-handed bats. And if he's able to stay efficient, the strikeouts are going to come with how electric his stuff is.
Bolte pretty much playing every day.
Yeah.
And more than holding his own.
Yeah, I mean, a little bit of a slower start than I think he would have wanted. I think he'd be the first to tell you that. But with the way that the injuries have shaped up for this team, there's been some guys that have taken advantage. Bolte, one of them. Carlos Cortez really wresting control from opening day of right field, or at least a designated hitter spot. And then Darrell Hernandez is another guy with Jacob Wilson out for the extended period of time. Hernandez has statistically been one of their best hitters. So Bolte, one of a couple of guys who's taken advantage of some injuries, opening up some options for him.
They've lost 5 of 6, 7 of 9. Some of that could be, attributed to the opponent. The Yankees are getting healthy. Man, I don't know if they're going to stay healthy, but if their pitching staff, if they're big guns, I can't believe how good Garrett Cole has been coming back and how hard he's throwing after all this time off. Rodon looks pretty solid already. It's not a shocker to say the Yankees are really good, but man, if their pitching stays healthy and the young guys, we talked about this last week about workload. We don't know what's going to happen with both Warren and Schlittler, but if they can keep it going the rest of the season, the Yankees are really a dangerous team.
Yeah,
and they took it to, some of the offense. Holy crap!
Sure,
they did
in Sacramento.
I mean, there is that ballpark factor, so you got to consider that. I think Schlittler has been one of the big surprises in Major League Baseball this year. But this is the conversation we have with the Yankees every year, isn't it? They dominate in the regular season.
Now, you know what? I think this feels different because they really haven't had elite young pitchers, and 2 of them come up at one time and pitch this consistently. It took Warren a good year or so to like that. That to me is the difference here, is that they didn't freak out with some of their young pitchers and they let them develop, and now both are coming through at the same time.
Well, it's also like 2 ships passing the night because the American League also doesn't really seem to be that good.
Yeah.
So it's like they might be the best version of the Yankees we've seen, and the American League might be the worst version of itself in the last however many years.
And the Rays are not far behind them. The Rays are right there with them.
Who's truly the number 2 team in the AL?
I think you give the default to Seattle. They're playing better.
Seattle, because I'm not willing to give it to Cleveland. I'm not willing to give it to really anyone in the Central.
White Sox.
Better than expected.
Yeah.
We'll give them that. We'll see how they handle it.
It's coming together pretty well for them.
Murakami's injured though, right? So that's no problem.
We'll see how
But
that
they have
goes.
other young hitters who've come through.
But in terms of the Yankees, and I see you in your A-Rod shirt today, I need to see it. I need to see it. Jersey. Pardon me.
I only have jerseys. I have some jerseys, but
you need to see it, and that's my bias, fully included as a Red Sox fan growing up. But I need to see it. And right now they'd be playing the Twins. Like they would always be playing the Twins one way or another in the playoffs. I think that they flipped and are now in the lead, obviously. But one way or another, I think with the Yankees, you got to see it come playoff time.
Bigger fraud, and they're going in different directions right now in the NL. Cubs or Cardinals?
Cardinals.
Why?
I mean, the Cubs have exciting young talent, and the Cardinals are a younger team than they're used to. But the Cubs just have more flash. I think they've got,
I hate that analysis.
Why?
Because Flash.
I think the Cubs have a better offense. That is
They do.
I think the Cardinals' offense is. I think the Cardinals' offense is good. I think the Cardinals are the rare case of a bunch of like 24 to 27-year-olds finally arriving at the same time when they wanted them to all arrive when they were 21 to 24. Everyone wrote off all these guys. I mean, Walker's younger, but he's an MVP candidate.
Yeah.
By the way, he's only 23 and 6'5" and whatever he is, 220. But they have other guys they're all coming together at the same time. Now, I think the difference is, and I'm sorry I criticize your answer. I asked you a question. I'm like, that answer sucks. I think the Cubs have better pitching, and I also think the Cubs have deeper pockets, at least willing to spend. I don't know that I think the Cardinals are holding it together with their starting pitching, and I don't think they're going to get help.
No, I don't think so either. I think they're already overperforming where they were expected to be coming into the season. And I just think the Cubs have better star power. When it comes to a better team in October, star power matters. And I think that's a team that I think it's important to keep in mind, like you said, probably going to be more willing to go out and spend at the deadline if they're anywhere close, which they are.
All right, Matt, we appreciate it. 7 o'clock first pitch. Get out here to the ballpark, Aviators and Reno.
Happy to help.
You know, a lot of lawyers who advertise here don't even live here. If they say Nevada, they're not from around here. If they think our capital is Las Vegas, they're not from around here. I'm Richard Harris, and I am from Nevada. I grew up here. I went to school here. I raised my family here. No one knows Nevada like we do. If you've been injured, call me, Richard Harris, of the Richard Harris Law Firm, 444-4444, just in case.
Las Vegas needs great automotive professionals, and Meineke Car Care Centers is growing. Meineke is hiring store managers, assistant managers, and automotive technicians with competitive pay, excellent benefits, and advancement opportunities. Store managers can earn from $60,000 to over $100,000 per year. If you're ready for better pay, real opportunity, and a company that values your experience, apply today. Visit Meineke.com and click on careers. Meineke Car Care Centers, doing car care right.
Technology never stands still. And neither does Les Olson IT. For 70 years and counting, we've helped businesses adapt, grow, and stay secure through every change. With experienced people and smart technology solutions, we make work easier.
All right, we have Carmichael.
Yesterday, today, and tomorrow. Let Les be here for you.
The biggest games and the best matchups are heard here on ESPN Las Vegas, 1100 AM and 100.9 FM, KWWN, Las Vegas.
Evan, Canty, and Michelle are unsportsmanlike.
I think most people are just like, AJ Brown, Patriots, 2028 first, no big deal, whatever. You just obviously do that. You reunite him with Vrabel. He's had extreme success with on and off the field. They have a great personal relationship. I don't know, like, I hope it works as a Pats fan. I'm not definitively sold this is going to be perfect. I mean, AJ Brown's tenure with the Eagles ended in
10 seconds.
Sportsmanlike.
On ESPN Las Vegas, 1100 AM and 100.9 FM. Live from the Las Vegas ballpark, it's Cofield and Company on ESPN Las Vegas.
5 o'clock hour on Stanley Cup Final is starting up here in just a couple minutes. You're home with Cofield and Company to watch the Knights go for the cup. Is Jackson's Bar and Grill, 6020 West Flamingo. Flamingo and Jones, you know how great the steaks are there. I tell you about them all the time. $22 steaks. Well, now Tasting Table has named Jackson's one of the 7 best steak deals in the country for under $30. $22 on the garlic marinated bistro filet, $22 on the 1 pound ribeye, 24-hour happy hour. Get your club tails. I love them. Jackson's Bar and Grill, 6020 West Flamingo. Von Tobel's here. It's Cofield. We're at LV Ballpark. The Sacramento A's will be here in about a week playing a set of series against the Brewers.
Are you going to be here?
And the Rockies. Fingers crossed. Fingers crossed. There's a lot going on right now. The Knights making the Stanley Cup Final is good for people. It's good for the company.
I mean, like you said, look, we're a sports town. There's a lot to cover.
There's a lot to cover. I wonder what goes on in Sacramento. So every once in a while we bring in, I would talk Sacramento sports like every 2 weeks if this man had time. But Carmichael Dave is up with us from KTHK in Sacramento. What's up, Dave?
Well, first, let me say, man, I've known you, a little over 20 years now, I think. And when you put out the promo online earlier, these not at all computer augmented photos of you guys are fantastic. You're looking really good.
Aren't I?
Really good.
That's great. Actually, a photo got put up today of me with a mustache from 13 years ago, and then the cartooning of me. I'm a very handsome man. Very handsome man. John looks more handsome too.
Yeah.
These things work.
I wouldn't mess with him.
And
I
actually,
wouldn't mess with him. Not off that photo.
See, he's a very powerful individual now. And by the way, I hand sketched all of those.
Yeah.
I don't know if you know.
Well, it's actually funny is that was an AI image of me when I was much fatter, but now I actually look more like that image. So it's great. Are you
asking for a reshot?
Yeah, maybe I'd look even more swole
in a half shirt. Is
Yeah,
that what you want?
yeah,
Is that what you want? All right. Hey, Dave, I got to ask you, I watch right out of the gates. I watch the A's games in Sacramento, and there's a lot of times I look at the stands and I'm like, wait, there's not a lot of people there. You have to give me, I know Sacramento wants Major League Baseball. What's the vibe right now around the A's? And oftentimes I expect more people to be there. Am I misreading this?
No, you're not. I love analogies, right? So here's the best I can do. Follow me here. So let's say you're living in a house and you know that your wife has just divorced you, but she's still living there, but she's already going to shack up with some other dude, but he's building a house in another state, right? So people might come over for dinner and go, wow, it seems like it's a little tense between you and the wife. Well, yeah, because she's about to leave to go shack up with some other dude in Nevada and leaving you single. So the point is you can't really gauge the true sentiment. So, for example, when you were doing my intro there, you mentioned the Sacramento A's. You go to ESPN.com, your parent company there, and you look at the standings. It just says athletics. Last year, they didn't have a single Sacramento on anything. This year, I think they have a hat and maybe a special one-time only jersey that says Sacramento on it. But this is not Sacramento's club. We are an Airbnb. So there's that. That being said, this is a baseball town. It's been a baseball town for a long time. There's a deep, rich history here. Can we do 25,000 a night on average, which would still put us in the bottom third of attendance? That's my question, but I wouldn't gauge it off of just this.
I'm still confused, though, because I feel like you guys knew you were the side piece and you were going to get dumped eventually. Like, you knew that going in. You were a willing participant in being the side piece. But here's the thing. If it's a means to an end, and this is what I'm fascinated by. If it's a means to an end, I guess I would probably show up more with more fervor. But you guys, it sounds like you guys really want baseball there. They've, in the last week or so, I know they've been working on it for a while. The package they're introducing, I guess, could be titillating to baseball for an expansion team.
There's a lot of things going for Sacramento. And I want to be clear here. We weren't all on board with this. This wasn't like a group effort where it was unanimous. I had a lot of reservations about this and about welcoming John Fisher, which you're about to do in a year or two. And I do think this will probably be the last year of the A's in Sacramento. I think, and I'm not the only one here. There will be no there'll be no baseball next year.
Wait, what? Wait. You got to wait.
Yeah.
Wait. Where are they going?
Well, they'll go down to you guys.
Are you saying like because
a year early?
Or are you saying because of the lockout, there's going to be no baseball?
Yeah, because of the lockout.
Okay. I thought you were suggesting like, hey, the relationship is going to end prematurely. You're kicking them to the curb, and they got to find a new home.
No. There's almost certainly going to be a lockout next year, and all signs point to there being no baseball next year. And then now you have the following year. It's just going to be goofy trying to come back with all of that, especially when they want to try to announce expansion. So we're sitting here right now with John Fisher in town, who everybody can't stand. You got the Oakland folks still understandably pissed off, and they're trying to put something together. Look, the proposal is great. This is our major competition in Sacramento is really Salt Lake City. Nashville is almost certainly getting a team on the East. It's between us and Salt Lake. They already have an ownership group. They already have a stadium funding and all that. But you're also dealing with 3 major league teams in Salt Lake right now for a DMA that's actually slightly smaller and a TV market that's smaller than Sacramento. And Sac only has one, the Sacramento Kings, which I guess is like half a major league team if you think about it. So we have less mouths to feed here. We do have public financing for the stadium. However, there's that one pesky, billionaire investor person that we still don't have. So there's that.
Well, I mean, I would go beyond a billionaire investor. I would just say the church. I mean, that's the competition. Yes, that's the competition because it funds everything, and you see how BYU's come to the table now, and that's the competition. My other question for you is I'm gonna use the word, I don't know if it's the right word, the juxtaposition of cities lining up to get an expansion squad for Major League Baseball, while we all know the claim by baseball is the sport sucks, is broken, can't move forward. I'm still having trouble with, hey, we got to tear down the whole sport to fix it. But you know what? 6 cities line up because baseball is doing great. Like, what?
Yeah, don't try to figure it out, dude. It's the same reason as we had the big arena fight here for the Kings. You'll remember about 14 years ago. I'm the first guy to say, look, there's pretty much every study there shows it's very difficult to put a number on public subsidies for stadiums. It's tough to measure happiness in a mathematic. But hey, we have an opportunity to get baseball. It's this thing where you're the 20-year-old kid who sees a sports car and they say, hey, it's only 19% interest, and you're like, wow, but the ladies, and you end up driving off with the car, not really thinking about what to do down the road. I'd say it's a little bit similar.
Carmichael Dave, KTHK in Sacramento, is with Von Tobel with Cofield. We're here at the LV Ballpark getting ready for I won't call them Sacramento, the A's here next week. We got an Aviators game tonight. You're one of the people I thought of for the NBA Finals. I think most folks can find a good story with the Knicks and the Spurs. Can you find a good story considering the fact that De'Aaron Fox is on the Spurs and Mike Brown is coaching the Knicks? Can you root for him or you hate both sides?
I will give you the same, analogies. I'll give you the same thing I said on my radio show yesterday. You guys see the movie Shawshank Redemption?
Yeah.
Yeah. Was that both of you or one of you?
Both of us. Steve turned
Both of us.
Okay.
I turned my mic off. Go ahead.
Okay. I just want to make sure we're together on this.
Yeah.
All right. Great movie. Some people say best movie ever. Who knows? Different show. You'll remember when Andy Dufresne escaped and he crawled through 500 yards of you-know-what smelling filth to come out clean on the other side. And he was in Sewataneo with the Pacific Ocean that has no memory. He left a little note for Red, who was still in prison and institutionalized, and said, hey, I hope to see you one day on the beach. The Sacramento Kings are Shawshank. We're the prison, and the fans, we're the prisoners. We have a life sentence here. It's where we live. It's what we do. So De'Aaron Fox, Mike Brown, Tyrese Halliburton, Harrison Barnes, they've all escaped. And though it hurts because we miss them and we miss them being around and we're surrounded by these prison walls, you can't help but also smile that they managed to, especially Fox, dude. Fox orchestrated a trade to San Antonio in which we managed to get out of that trade with our biggest rebuild piece. One of the worst contracts in the NBA in Zach LaVine. By the way, San Antonio also owns our 2031 unprotected pick swap. That's neat. And the very next year, Fox and Barnes, 40% of the starting lineup of the Beam team 3 years ago, that was the 3 seed. They're in the NBA Finals facing the coach we fired last year. You couldn't make this up, dude. You could not make this up if this was a Shakespearean tragedy. And if you submitted to Hollywood, they wouldn't believe you.
I guess my only question is why? Like, why continue to go out and support? Why continue to watch the team? What do people even have left?
Why do people root for these massively paid millionaires that wear laundry that tells you you're supposed to root for them? Sports is not a logical thing. Imagine going to a McDonald's every day and instead of a Big Mac, they serve you a turd burger and you wear your McDonald's jersey out and celebrate the turd burger and how it's better than everybody else's turd burger. That's why we're fanatics. We're blind, loyal sheep. And Sacramento has some of the most, as you know, loyal fans. It is a sports town. We are insane about this team. But unfortunately, when you have any other business in the country, guys, if there was this much ineptitude and failure at the top, the shareholders would have gotten together and they would have made a move a long time ago. But in sports, you're kind of stuck with who you're stuck with. And that's kind of where we're at right now. And by the way, as if the Fox, just to give you an idea, as if the Fox and Brown stuff weren't bad enough. Yesterday, Rick Adelman passed away.
I was going to ask.
Rick Adelman is the coach here. He is, I don't want to use Tarkanian, but I'm just trying to be geographical here. He's what we have. 8 years. The Kings in 45 years have made the playoffs 11 times, guys. Rick Adelman made them 8 out of 8 years here. He was everything to the city. He passed away yesterday. I had Doug Christie, the current coach, on today talking about him. We had Brad Miller, former player, break down, sobbing on the air at the end of the show, just so emotional about what Rick meant to him. And oh, by the way, Rick passes yesterday. Today is the 24th anniversary of the Kings losing to the Lakers in Game 7 in overtime at home, in which the Kings went 2 of 20 from three-point land and 16 of 30 from the free throw line, lost in overtime to the Shaq and Kobe Lakers, who went on to sweep the Nets in 4. That was our championship. So it's a blast here right now, and obviously we're incredibly emotional about Coach Adelman.
I was going to say, I mean, that might be the answer to my question of why, right? His teams, the way he coached them and all that, you hook a generation because they were so good and so fun, and that's why you stick around waiting to catch that high again.
Byron Scott in 2001, when he was the coach of the Nets, who we just talked about, said, quote, if you wanted to take someone to a game that would get him hooked on the NBA, the first place you'd take him is Sacramento. And what's really sad, and Cofield, we go back a long way, dude, and this is one of those things where we're getting old. I realized today that when you do the math in 2002, if you're basically under 30 years old, you don't really have any memories of those teams. That's how long ago it was. But that's the closest we've come. We were literally a home game in overtime away. And you guys probably know about Game 6 and maybe the worst referee game in NBA history. It's bad. So when you combine what we went through then with all the losing and the very brief moments of success that we've had, and then you combine that with what's going on now, it's tough, man. If anyone's ever on one of them dating sites and you see someone say they're a longtime Kings fan, Marry that person, dude, because they're going to be loyal no matter what.
Sacktown Sports, Carmichael Dave is up with Cofield and Company on ESPN Las Vegas. Let's wrap on this one, and we've got time, so you can take as long as you want. You mentioned we've known each other for a long time. We grew to know each other covering UFC. We were probably two of, I don't even know if I can name the others, two of like 5 sports talk radio hosts back from 2004 to 2010 in good-sized markets that actually spent time on the radio talking about UFC. A lot of times when I talked about UFC, the audience would be like, what is this crap? Stop doing this. You got the hometown ties because of Faber there. So you know what it was like. There was a lot of resistance back in the day, and they're like, why are you talking about this blood sport? What do you think now that we're 12 days out from UFC holding a card on the lawn at the White House for the world to see with the cooperation of the president? I'm still blown away by what's going on.
It's so funny you asked that. It's a great way to wrap, dude, because I was thinking about you earlier today when we talked about me coming on, and I was thinking about Las Vegas and how when I met you, like there was nothing really going on in Vegas sports-wise other than the college stuff and, you know, Vegas being Vegas. Now you look at just, 20 years later, and you've got the Aces and the Knights are in the Cup, and you've got baseball coming. You've got the Raiders. Like, it's just insane how much your market has changed sports-wise. And then when I think about, like you said, it was you, me, a couple other guys, Hawani, a handful covering this human cockfighting, as John McCain said, and our program directors would yell at us, our audience would yell at us, and I still very much remember getting a knock on my back door. I used to work 9 to midnight, and the back door of the studio, and my producer lets in Dana White, Randy Couture, and Chuck Liddell, who came in about 9:30 p.m. They were in town, and he was begging for literally just begging to get airtime to promote stuff. So you go from that, and Faber and I went to school together, as you mentioned. We're the same age, and watching his career come up and now him being retired and seeing the difference between us and the old days of the MMA Underground and Sherdog and all the holes of the world that we had to go to watch this. And now, yeah, you're seeing Dana White speaking at national conventions and the White House hosting, this card that's coming up and all the money involved. And I never thought there'd be a day where we'd be watching the pay-per-views for, sort of free on Paramount.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous. And I haven't talked to Dana in years. We used to talk weekly. He used to come on the show all the time. And we did the whole Loretta Hunt thing way back in the day when that happened, you remember, and everything in between. And Dana's kind of gone up and there's a whole new world unto himself. And I say good for all of them, man. Honestly, it's different. It's not the same. It's not the same family, traveling circus atmosphere, if you will. But let's be honest, man. They won. They beat everybody. They beat Pride. They beat Affliction. They beat Scott and Strike Force and everything else. They've won. There's no contenders. They're the superpower, and it's great for the sport. Could it be better? Yes. Are there a lot of things they could do better? Sure, but I take my hat off to them, man. When you think about where it started and how we were covering it to now, it's kind of like Vegas' sports scene. It's amazing what 20 years can do.
By the way, they won without the help of the traditional media. They dug in at some point. Dana White's like, you know what? F you guys. You're not going to help me. We can do it without you. And they did it for the most part. I think we were part of it. Like I said, we're traditional sports media, but for the most part, they got shunned and, not paid attention to and ripped in every market they went to. And because the sport is cool, because it is a basic tenet of human beings, we like to see people fight each other. It's worked.
Come a long way from Lauren, Matt calling us and yammering at us to give it more airtime. And if we get something wrong, here we are today, and you got to go through 20 steps to get to anybody, man.
Dave, glad you're doing well. I hope you get a baseball team if that's what you guys want down the road. We're getting the A's, so you better come out here to cover them. You better come out here to cover them in 4 years. At least see the stadium.
I just don't know. I'd come out there, but I don't even know if I can look you in the eye. You're so handsome on those graphics, dude. I've gotten older and wrinklier, and bro, you look like you're 25 years old. Congratulations.
It's actually tough going out with me. I get mobbed. All right, Dave. Yeah. We'll see you, buddy.
See you.
There he is. Carmichael Dave, KTHK Morning Show in Sacramento. By the way, my point on the terrestrial thing, because I was going to pat myself on the back for a second and then do what I usually do, which is crap myself. When I mentioned Dave and terrestrial stations covering UFC, we were some of the only ones who covered it. While I like Ariel Helwani, and I should be careful what I'm saying because I'll get a nasty text again, he was not doing radio.
What was he doing? Just print?
No, he's doing podcasts and interviews,
Right.
which by the way now is as big or bigger than Sports Talk Radio. But back when we were doing it, no one was covering UFC.
Right.
Now I'm not saying I had some stroke of genius. I thought it was cool. I already covered boxing, so I liked it. By the way, there was money to be made. I knew it would grow, and as I said 2 minutes ago, it's a basic quality of human beings. We like to watch people fight. Pugilism is cool, and this was like next level pugilism with the mix of all these disciplines, like who can win, the wrestler or the BJJ guy or the striker versus some Taekwondo guy. So it had all that. And believe me, at Lotus Broadcasting, it was not some big sacrifice. We came in, we did what we wanted. Sure. They let us cover what we want. But there were a lot of places back there for about 10 years where it was like, this is stupid. Don't talk about this on the air. And we'd have our text line open and people were like, this is gross. You would call around to people now who would advertise in a heartbeat. But back then, if it was 2006, right? So what's that, 20 years ago, they'd be like, they would literally write you back or on the phone be like, that's disgusting.
All right.
Covering the blood sport. We don't want our brand tied to the blood sport. So again, I know I've done this a couple times with some guests. Anyone who covered UFC back, say 20 years ago, 15 years ago, you can have any thoughts you want about this, monstrosity, as some are calling it, octagon and fight setup going on at the White House, which is a whole different deal. What they've accomplished, who he's befriended, what Dana White and the Fertittas before this and what TKO is doing to make this more and more mainstream is incredible.
Oh, I mean, yeah, no matter how you feel, there's no real question about that in any way, shape, or form. I mean, even my fandom and watching it grow to where it has become, no matter how you feel about it, It is a success story of the highest order.
And I'm not here to rip people who, came up by the non-traditional route because they are gigantic. They have gigantic brands. I point to another guy. I talked about him, I think, yesterday because we played a bite from him. But Luke Thomas is incredible, and he's a big voice of covering MMA, but also pushing back on what's going on. He's got a big political voice now. So there were a lot of talented people in that media group covering UFC, and now with their Freedom 250 card, they're going to get a big audience, and I think it's a good fight card too. That's the other thing. So yep. I'm excited to see it.
Look, I'm excited to see it. We haven't seen each other for a while. It's got to be better than that Ronda card.
Yeah, that didn't work out. Now, I don't mind the one-sided fights between some of the dudes, the heavyweights, because we got knockouts.
Sure, yeah,
and guys survived for a little bit. But that was like the result of Ronda Rousey and Gina Carano was predictable, but that was stupid.
Can I tell you what
that
happened?
was? If you're going against a submission fighter, you can't just run at her and let you tackle her, especially. You're right. I don't think I've talked to you about this.
I haven't seen you.
I was going to bet the fight on Rousey. I would never bet 550 or 600. I'm like, I'm going to put, a few $100 to win whatever, $60. And I get a text from someone that you do a podcast with, and they're like, hey, what are you going to bet? And I'm like, well, Rousey, I'm just going to wait for the number to go down to like 550 or 500. Yeah. And he goes, well, what about the injury? And I hadn't really watched any video of her at the weigh-in, Rousey. And Rousey clearly had like something wrong with her left foot. She was limping. And that talked me off it. And then it didn't matter because Gina Carano ran right at her. Like, what are you doing? And then I don't get, I really am desensitized to the point where I understand not everyone is going to be heartbroken after they lose. But when
ridiculous.
Gina Carano got up and it was like hug fest right away, then it was like crying because it was a celebration of females getting in the ring. But I think a lot of the crying was just like, we just got them for $2.5 million. Now, I didn't pay for it. But that I'm not going to go crazy and say, like I saw some people say, look, it's set the sport back 20 years.
No.
We forget things 2 days later. No one even knows what happened in the fight. You're going to watch the next female fight. You're going to watch UFC coming up.
It was ridiculous.
It was terrible.
So my thing was, I was watching it at home by myself, and I was like, you know what? Like, I was kind of getting late at night. I'm a king of cat naps. So like, I like to doze off for like 15 minutes at a time or whatever. Pop back up, good to go. So I was like, all right, I'll doze off here for a second before I go to bed and watch this fight. It'll be fun. So I doze off, and I wake up before my timer goes off as they're doing their walkout. So I'm assuming and I see oh, they're hugging. That's weird. They're going to hug before they get into the ring. That's kind of odd. Like, I don't know what's happening here, but I guess it's not a unique card. And then I realize, oh wait, no, the fight's over. for. I'm like, what time is it? Like, did I fall asleep for like 3 hours? And I look at my thing. I've been asleep for 7 minutes.
Yeah.
And that's how quick.
15 freaking seconds.
I was amazed. I couldn't believe it.
It was so bad.
That was really, but you're right. I think the reaction afterward was what got me a little bit more.
That's what killed
like
me.
the thing of just like, ha, we got him, girl. Let's go. Like, dude.
I'm not a dumb fan, and I'm not a new viewer of, as I'll call it again, pugilism.
Yeah.
You have to, after a quick knockout or submission, you got to act like you cared.
Just a little bit. Yeah.
Because the audience is going to flip out when you make it look like it was a work. And I know it was not a work.
I would have liked to know that she had to drop 100 pounds. I would have liked to know that too.
Well, you knew it before the fight.
Well, we knew that she had to drop a lot of weight, but that she was coming from 100 pounds down.
Do you think that really hurt her chances? Or you're saying like mission accomplished, is I'm in the ring. This is all I need to do.
Yes, right. Like that's what she treated it as. And by the way, I mean, cutting weight is one thing. Getting your body ready for a mixed martial arts fight is another thing. And I think that was more of like what I'm doing. Like, congrats, we're both cutting weight, but like, what's going on? I'm not ready to compete like that.
Let me go back to Carmichael Day for a second, who, as we were saying, he covered UFC back in the day and was, one of the guys interviewing a lot of the stars of the sport when a lot of people weren't interviewing them. I don't get to watch his show a lot, but I can only imagine how cathartic it is for the listeners in Sacramento. When you're a Kings fan, as you put it, like, how do you do this?
Mm-hmm.
And then the frustrations are abound all the time around the NBA. And these finals, and I forgot about Harrison Barnes. It's like you have to watch the Spurs and the Knicks go at it.
Last year,
you guys like have barely sniffed it for 20 years. Is that the one city? Like, we were sort of bragging because we both like the NBA and we both like busting chops on people who just don't like the NBA, don't want to deal with facts. But your note earlier about the sport being balanced and an 8th different champion in 8 seasons. Are the Kings the one organization where like, it just doesn't work there? Like, they're on the outside. Like, who else is this? Who am I missing? Because the Clippers were, but the Clippers are not anymore.
You could argue the Hornets.
But you're right. They've been really bad.
They've been really bad. You can argue the Wizards. I don't think people would like to hear this. You could argue the Bulls.
But the Bulls' history.
I mean, right, of course.
I mean, it like Dave said.
Seasons?
I mean, the Bulls stuff is old now. Yeah, this kind of builds back to a point that Willie and I were reacting to last week. Smallman, who does the morning show, Michelle Smallman, they came up with, I thought it was kind of a ham-handed list, but whatever. We reacted, so it worked. It was the cities that deserve a championship the most.
Oh.
And she had New York in there, and I was like, New York?
Get out of here.
Like, do you realize some of the piss poor, and I don't mean economically, I mean some of the cities that have they've got nothing in terms of winning recently. You have to have Detroit, Cleveland, DC. I didn't put Sacramento in there, but you have to put Sacramento in there.
Sure.
And you know what? Charlotte's been pretty bad for a while now.
At least they have like competent college athletics, so like there's something to it. But
Sacramento, though,
yeah, Sacramento. I mean, but the problem is because you say it just doesn't work there. The problem is it's not a reflection on the city and the fans; it's a reflection on the ownership. It always,
and it's not a reflection on the league either.
Correct,
because the league, as we mentioned about 2 hours ago, all these misnomers that the same team cities win every year in the NBA is not true. They fixed the problem of players immediately bolting after the first contract to go to a big city. So why can't Sacramento get it done?
It's ownership. It's decision-making. It's passing on Luka Doncic. It's being mad that Mike Brown stands up to you, so you fire him. It's not putting a competent team around a guy like De'Aaron Fox. Man. And the one time you did, you blew it up 2 years later. It's not putting actually, I should put it this way, chasing names as opposed to production. Look at the team that they put together this last year. It's absolutely insane what they're doing.
The Dundons out to a 1-0 start. Carolina Hurricane, he's the owner, up on top of VGK 25 seconds into the game.
Oh, already, huh?
At 25 seconds in.
Carter Hart falling apart.
1-0. Carolina is on top. If you want to bet the game in game, you can go to William Hill, download the mobile app. Right now, they've got that first bet match bonus. They've also got the Belmont up there. You can bet NBA Finals. That starts up tomorrow. And, of course, baseball every single day. And then they've got more than ever. They add them every day. The parlay boosts are incredible, right on top of the page. And then, I'm a big college football guy. I love the fact that William Hill already has win totals out for everyone around college football. They've got games of the year up there. So check it out. Download the mobile app with William Hill as a great spot to go to, williamhill.us for more information.
Got something to say? Hit us up on the Bay Law text line, 702-364-1100. Brought to you by Bay Law Injury Attorneys. Winning is no accident.